Yeah, but you know what? When he was doing the tour in South America, everybody loved it when he did that.
Oh,
Hold on, let me see.
Okay. All right, everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. I see we are running live now on YouTube. So thank you so very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us. And Matt, yeah, thank you. That was good. I loved that. It is Thursday, May 16th, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, or whatever time it is where you are watching us right now. That's how simple it is. And we are happy to have you with us here on the Inner Circle Breakthrough Session. If you're watching us on YouTube and you want to join us on Zoom, you can very easily click on the link at the top of the chat in YouTube, and that will take you to the links that you need to access Zoom, and then you can join us. Now, I have some very great news to kick us off today. So, a mini drum roll. 7,202 subscribers!
Whoop-whoop.
Thank you, each and every one of you, because it's with your help, that's how we are growing step by step, day by day, getting 1% gooder every day. So next year we will be 365% gooder today next year. No, 366, because this is a leap year. So yeah, there we go.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
I know. Of course, I love the joke where if somebody says, okay, let's make plans to get together, and you say, okay, yeah, let's plan for February 30th. We got you covered.
yep.
Right.
Think about it.
That's actually every year on February 30th is when I give up sex. It's just my rule.
You know,
I
I think that's very good. We also have to give a shout out and a welcome to CC Reed. Welcome. Thank you so much for being part of our inner circle. This would be
Thank you.
considered your first time. And we always announce first timers here on our inner circle. So we're glad to have you on board with us. And we look forward to helping you move on to the next level and get a great breakthrough. Speaking of that, let's get started. And it's Robert, after today's going live at noon Pacific, wow. That's all I got to say is wow.
Oh.
So I am planning on definitely posting that here in the chat. So if you have not seen it yet, watch it. It is so freaking worth it. You got to see it. In the meantime, we are here, Inner Circle Breakthrough. If you want to raise your hand and talk to Robert like Coach Bob is in just a couple of minutes here, very simple to do. Put your cursor in the middle of the screen. You got to be on Zoom. Look for the reactions button at the bottom of the screen. Click on reactions, click on raise hand, and we will call on you in the order that we receive it. Or if you don't see the reactions button, then you see the more button with the 3 dots. Click on that button and then click on reactions, then click on raise hand, and we will call on you to join us. And that's the only way you can talk to Robert directly is here on Zoom. Otherwise, if you just want to ask a question, go ahead and pose them in either of the chats and we will ask it on your behalf. And now let's get rolling. 3 hands up. Kai Au, Deb Carlson, Coach Bob coming up. But first, Robert Hollis!
The hostess with the mostest. Hi, hello, everybody. Hi, Bob. Hi, Deb, Kai, and Peter and Linda. It's like, so Jody, Bill. Hi, Rebecca. Green on green. You look awesome. And Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca. Nice to have you back after all of your world travels. And Lucas, congratulations, Lucas, on lighting up the scoreboard. I love to see all your posts with all your views. That's awesome. Hi, Lisa Marie, Melody, Dee Dee, and Peter and Linda. And so I thought really quick what I would show you guys too is Sarah Peoples is not available to be on our things live, but how many people think this is pretty cool? You know what I mean? So she sends me messages all the time, says I'm doing exactly what you shared with me. And I was congratulating her thank you. I can't explain how grateful I am for your mentorship and inspiration. So it's, we got a lot of people out there, and I just wanted to bring up her name. I asked permission to do so. So I wanted to give her a shout out. And, I think it's really cool when you see people do stuff like this and you go, well, what are you doing? And she's like, well, I'm just every day doing what you told me to. And I went, wow, that's a hard con for some people to grab. And so what kind of announcements do I have for Inner Circle? All I know, I think I brought this up on the last Inner Circle. It was funny. I know something I can bring up. You guys do know how old I am, right? Okay. I'm 62 here. So let me show you this. All right. So the first travel program that I got into, I made 50,000 in my first 50 days because, I'm joking when I say this, but apparently what I do works. You know what I mean? It's And then this one here I thought was pretty good because I was looking through some old files, and check this out, you guys. So this was back in 1990. If you guys can see that, maybe I can. Does that help at all when I do that?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see a little better.
All right. So, I was asked to be on the back of my mentor's basic building blocks cassette program. And I'll tell you guys a really funny story, because we all know that not everyone is going to care. You know what I mean? So I want to tell you one of my first live presentations when I went to Detroit. So Tony and Mike Kupas that own ACN, I told them we're going to do a briefing at their house. And so I was doing another meeting at Fridays. And so I show up at their house, and they have open bar, and their apartment was packed with people. And so I come in, and they're yelling and screaming and saying all kinds of stuff. And I come in there in a flowered shirt and my Jesus sandals. And it was pretty hilarious. So I walked in there and I went, Tony, where's the whiteboard? He runs out of the room. He comes back. He takes a white sheet and he throws it to his brother, and they nail it up on the wall. Handed me a Sharpie. Let's go. So as I was going through the presentation, the guy that ends up being my number one money earner in that company, he said to me, he goes, hey, I know this won't offend Craig. He said, hey, how can we trust you? So like my mentor did, I had a NSA check inside on the pay stub and an NSA envelope. I pulled it out of my little ostrich briefcase. And I showed him the check, and he looked at it and he goes, I could make one of these. And I said, well, I guess you just got to trust me. And he said, doesn't trust me mean fuck you in Jewish?
Trust me, Robert. Trust me.
Yeah. So get this. When he said that, it shocked everyone in the room. And Tony and Mike Kupas get up. They all have been drinking, and they high-five him. Good one, Rick. Good one, Rick. So I pull this cassette program, Basic Building Blocks, out of my briefcase. And I said, here's my mentor. He taught me how to do this business. This is an 8-tape cassette program. I turned it around and I said, hey, Rick, can you read? And he goes, yes, I can read. I go, read this. And so he said, I used to be a mechanic. Now I'm well on my way to becoming a millionaire. I tried it broke. I like rich better. This program is the best investment I ever made. Robert Hollis. And I said, fuck you. That's my name. And then they all high-fived me. Long story short, he got in the business. His influence for his uncle and dad, you guys have heard of the story in a different way. His father and uncle owned the largest marinas on the Great Lakes in Michigan. And so I went from that apartment with the door kicked in at a party with a sheet on the wall to a month later, I was doing presentations for the company at the Grosse Point. It's called Grosse Point Yacht Club in Michigan. And so the people that were sitting in there, I go, how many people got a boat or a yacht? And they all raised their hands. I said, now can I figure out who really is good? For the people that have a yacht, just raise your hand. And they all thought that was funny. And I'm going, do you have water tanks? And they go, yeah. I go, you need a water filter. They'll change the taste and make the water better. Oh my God. I think we did. It was like over $2 million a month in volume. And that was back in, oh my God, 89, 90, right in there. So I thought it would be a funny story. So I'm just sharing that with you because I'm pulling a lot of old friends out of the, I'm calling them up. Oh, here's another thing. I told Bob this today. So imagine me telling you this, right? I go, so who raise your hand if you want me to use you in this example? Hey, Jody was first. Okay. So Jody, this is sort of a personal question. So I hope you feel okay with it. So Jody, what is the best month you ever had as far as income?
Just this past month, April.
No, I mean in life.
This past month in April.
Wow, I can't use you in this.
Well, with my retirement, Social Security, and blowing out 420.
1K, congratulations. Okay, I can't use her. Who else wants to be an example? Okay, who else? Anyone? I'm looking for hands. Oh, Peter. Okay, I'm sorry if I missed you other guys. So Peter, what was your best month you've ever earned?
Ever earned for it, not just in network marketing, but in life, right?
Total life, your best month gross income.
275. No, sorry. That was, what's 275 divided by 12?
Jeez, I don't know. Are we talking about we're talking about pen or pesos? What are we talking about?
$275,000.
Okay. What
Do
you mind telling me what year that was?
That was 2017.
2017. This is what I've been saying to all the old people that I'm working out to. That's 22 grand a month, 23 grand a month. That's good money. That's really good money, Peter. Everyone give him a hand. Congratulations. Yeah, that's so I said to him, all these friends, I said, so tell me your best month and year. And they told me. And I said, you know what the only difference is between you and I and Jody? Is my best month was last month. So how about if we get off the Glory Days song by Bruce Springsteen and let's bring you into the future? So as a personal note, Peter and Linda, I want to make sure you guys break that record. We need to break that record this year.
Yes.
I do have to say though, Robert, that 275,000 a year was being made working 14 to 18 hours a day. So I don't ever want to have to do that again. I want to make that money in this way, in this business.
Yeah.
That's what I'm shooting for.
Make money with freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Peter and Jody, Linda. So yeah, Craig, let's turn it over to you and let's get everybody into the present with their income and lifestyle. Is that fair? Let's do that.
Sounds great. And the hands that I see up are Deb Carlson, Rebecca David. Coach Bob, are you still wanting to? You're saying okay, because you're up for. You would be up first, but your hand went down, so I want to make sure. And Kai, you're there too. Now I don't know if George is still interested. George Dudley, he had his hand up, but we'll find out. Anyways, those are the ones that I have the hands up.
Ron's on here. Papa Ron's on here.
Papa Ron. Oh, there he is.
He just got himself a new puppy. So
okay.
because
well,
and because he just recently lost one. So he went from to It's like
well, the is much better because now you have a new one. You have one that
he's got I think he's got like a 120-pound puppy.
That's a puppy. That's more than a lapdog for sure.
Yeah, Neferlands. He's him and Karen.
Oh, Newfoundland.
Newfoundland. See, I can't even say.
Oh my God, those things are huge.
Yeah, and he's got a male and a female, and the male is like, I don't know, 200 pounds or some stupid thing.
Let's hope he's not living in an apartment.
Yeah, he came with a saddle, which was pretty cool. So.
All right, let's get to people. Bob, Coach Bob, go ahead, unmute yourself, and please share with us. Let's get this inner circle underway.
Yeah. Hey, Robert. Hey, Craig and Matt. So I was going to talk to you about Bill, your old mentor. So I was trying to find videos for him online, and they're like wiped out. I found one. That was it. But he was pretty good. He was a pretty good speaker. He
was very, very good. I believe that if you look under, he spells his last name with 2 D's because he went to a person in numerology that said he was unbalanced, so he needed to add a letter to his name. So, right. I mean, you know what's funny right now is Sandy's going, yeah, I totally understand what you guys are talking about. Love you, Sandy. But if you go to YouTube and you put in Bill, Gould,
Right.
you will find some of the videos on him, but he's just a very unique individual. And so he sues people and sends them letters of cease and desist if any of his videos get online.
I thought that. I really did, because when I was looking for him,
Yeah. So he's a little out there. I tell people still to this day. Someone told me that I think I mentioned his name in my book. How is that working? Like 70 times or something like that. I don't know, but he was an incredible mentor to mirror and match, because in the beginning days he really cared for people, and then when he started his own company, he got sort of a God complex. So I got to see what to do and what not to do with the same mentor before I left.
Which is good, right? I mean, the learning experience.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you for doing that personality test. That showed really a lot about myself. I see you were an entertainer, and I was like a commander thing, where I don't have like that much patience.
ENTJs unite.
What was that?
ENTJs unite. That's what I am. Me and you, Bob.
Are you really, Matt?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
I'm an
awesome.
ENTJ assertive. So.
Yeah. The one thing is, and you mentioned to me, you go, have more patience, and even in my description it says little patience.
Yeah.
So it's just things I have to work on, which is really good that I took that.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that, and it was nice to know about you. You're like an entertainer.
How'd that happen? It's like I really, really, really would like to go. Wouldn't it be neat if you guys ever thought that you could go back like in high school and take it? That would have been. But that's what I keep telling, the things that should be taught in our education that's over 200 years old. There should be a class instead of learning how to do math that you can now do with AI. It's like You know, we should have learned personality traits. We should have learned how to communicate with one another. Because I know 100% of lack of communication comes from not understanding other people and why they do what they do.
Oh, exactly. Right.
So what did we do in high school? It wasn't personalities, it was cliques. I don't want to introduce myself to Bob. He's a frickin' jock. You know how jocks are.
Right.
And the jocks are going, Robert's a geek from the Dort Forest. That guy, all he does is spend time in his garage with his car. That's got to be really, really fun. You know what I mean? And then, of course, we had the party animals. I know there's a few of those in that. And Terry, believe it or not, she was one of those people that were always doing illegal stuff. You know what I mean? So she was constantly partaking, and yeah, she really messed my world up, just like Hannah messed up Matt's. It's like
She saved me. Hannah did.
Really, truly, they did. Really, truly, they did. It's like listen, you can't just keep working on that one project and then wreck it and work on that project and then wreck it and work on that project. That was called an automobile. I was like, listen, there's actually some other things we could do in life. And I'm like, what? So it is fun. It really is fun. So you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. I was wondering what Craig, I didn't see Craig post his. Is he an entertainer too?
He's scared
A
to post it.
debater.
He's
He didn't want.
He's a debater. No,
Oh,
we went over
debater.
it in
I
the
didn't. I'm
podcast.
sorry if I
Yeah.
didn't post it. I should have. I can
Yeah.
post
No,
that.
we
Didn't
didn't.
you?
I think
I-
you probably didn't, Craig, because
And
we
you
went
know-
through it in the podcast episode.
That's true. We did. You're
Oh,
right.
Oh,
yeah.
God, and I missed that one. So
Yeah.
I
No
have to. Yeah.
And we're all trying to be masters at what we do, right?
Right.
So that means Craig one day will be a master debater.
Oh, God.
Oh, that I saw that coming. Wait a minute. Yeah, officially. Wah, wah, wah.
Hey, okay, every one of you get your heads out of the gutter. I said debater.
Yeah, I know.
Uh-huh.
Mine's in the gutter.
Too late, Robert. You already sent us in that direction.
Anything else, Coach Bob?
Yeah. One more quick question. We try to follow what you teach, but like I was talking to you before today, it's just like this. We mess up on the steps or we mess ourselves up. It's just we kind of defeat the. You know what I mean?
I do. I do.
We like I told you, I get a lot of affiliates into that are interested, and then some I write long emails, some I write short emails, and I just can't get that connection. You know what I mean?
You can.
I'm working on it.
There you go. You're going to get gooder and gooder.
I'm going to get gooder and gooder. So that's why I'm always asking you different ways to approach things on this. So,
well, one of the things that you and I got a chance to talk today, how many people have invited someone on a Zoom and they don't show up? Okay, that happened to Bob and I today. So it's just part of doing the business. It just really, truly is. But if you at least try to put somebody on a Zoom with me and they don't show up, I get to spend a little bit of time with you. So that might be a little more of incentive for you guys to get some one-on-one time with me. Now, don't fake it. You got to connect. You got to connect it in a group chat before it goes to a Zoom. But Bob, do you have any problems whatsoever asking people to get on a Zoom with you?
no, it's just right before the Zoom. It's like I have a panic attack. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's just like and I don't know if it's because of you being on there, Robert. I'm not, because I don't know them, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But
maybe there's something in your personality or things that have happened in the past where, have you ever been put under pressure to do something in sports or whatever when you were younger and you failed?
Well, like the reading thing I told you, to get up to read in front of a group of people,
Yeah.
But sports didn't bother me unless I was doing bad at it. Then I didn't want to, you want to just hide sometimes, when you're hitting bad.
How many of you do not see that in Coach Bob, that he would have troubles communicating on Zoom? I mean, none of us
know, but
see that.
right, but it's just inside, you know. It's
Right.
just a anxiety thing.
And Matt, you got any ideas
Yeah.
for?
I do like from you know, I'm still working on my own shit, Coach Bob. So you know, I'm gonna give you what
Right.
advice that I can that I've utilized, but at the end of the day, it's different for everybody. I very much so like have attached a lot of my mental energy to action instead of outcome. And that's helped so much being an ENTJ because I always want that action. So it's like, what could I, if my action is to get people on the phone or to get on Zoom with them, if I do that, then I've already fulfilled the thing that I planned on doing. If they don't agree, they don't sign up, they say, fuck you and leave, that has nothing to do with me. I've already done the action that I promised to do for myself, right? And I think getting attached to what their response or what their outcome might be from the call could be like the spot you're kind of, that's where like maybe the panic attack is building. That's like, okay, as you're getting closer and closer to it, you're thinking more and more of the outcome. Oh God, what if they don't show up? Oh, what if Robert doesn't show up? What if Robert's like, you wasted my time? What if I say something wrong and it ruins everything? And that might be one I've experienced that, right? Because I brought people to talk to my dad too, right? And I've had that thought where I'm like, I talk a lot. What if I say something after he's given the whole, you know, home run and then I'm like the person that just ruins it somehow, right? And I
Right.
think it's just letting all that go, taking a deep breath, getting to your meditative state and going, my action is to get to do A. That's my action. Everything else is things I'm attaching to it, emotions, outcome, what I want, maybe even long-term thinking, right? Like I want a big group. If I don't get this down, I won't make enough money, or I want to make more money. I want to do more things. And so I'm not getting this. There's like a lot of, I call it, it's almost like a spiral, right? Like your mind spirals down this anxiety spiral, like it gets tighter and tighter, right? And
Yeah.
so what will end up happening is that panic attack. Best thing you can do is learn ahead of time that your mind is doing that and put yourself in a state of action, but also put yourself in a state of calm if you can. Like that takes effort. I'm not always there at that stage, right? But I think honestly, for me, outcome or getting rid of outcome and being more attached to my own actions makes me feel happy in life. I got on this
Matt,
call with you guys today.
Matt,
If no
Matt,
one
Matt,
asked,
Matt, thank
go
you
ahead.
for sharing this because I'm watching the chat blow up and we're really on something here. Because other people are saying, me too, that's me. I you know, and one of the things is Coach Bob, how many Zooms have you done with me when people don't show up?
Well, two with this girl, so two.
Right.
But
And how was the outcome?
good. I mean, I enjoyed talking to you, but when I talked to you, even when I was talking to you, I was like really nervous. More nervous than now, you know, in front of all
Yeah.
these
It's a
people, you know, in
state.
front of the whole group.
Yeah, you were in a state when you listen, if you're about to go on stage and you just had like the best hour of your life, probably going to rock on stage. If you had the worst hour of your life and then you're about to do something, you're probably going to have an awful time doing it. So like I think in so many ways it's like, how do you start your day? What led up to that? And it's a lot of that like deconstruction stuff, right? It's like, what am I doing that's putting me into that state of nervousness when I get to that point? And why do I stay in it for a while? It just looks to me like it's the typical thing that I deal with all the time, Coach Bob, which is just overthinking.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's
me and you are
honestly
kind of
like
the same.
Yeah, and
yes,
here's a result of that. Here's another result to this. When I brought people in front of my mentor, all I did was introduce them. Hey, Bill, this is this is Bob. Bob, and then I shut up. You know what I mean? So it was easy for me. So think about this. If you guys want to put me on a Zoom with somebody, including putting them in a three-way chat before we do the Zoom, let me do the talking. You don't have to introduce me. You don't have to do anything. So some of you that have been putting me in three-way chats really well. I mean, honestly, you can do it this simple. You don't even have to do an audio clip. You could go, Robert, this is Deb. I told you, this is Deb. I put Deb in a group, and this is Deb. Deb, this is Robert, the guy I told you about. And you'll notice, and if you guys can make it shorter than that, I'm okay. You know what I mean? And I'm in there, go, hey, Bob, it's great to hear from you. I always enjoy hearing from you. I'm blessed to be your business partner and friend. And thank you very much for introducing me to Deb. Hi, Deb. I understand that you became an affiliate. See, I'm always assuming. I'm sure you're already affiliate. And if you have any questions whatsoever, I can answer them right here. So now what I'm doing is, you might have been scared to ask her to become a free affiliate. She hasn't done it yet. Now, I just said, so now if Deb comes back and she goes, no, I did have a few questions. I don't understand what this is. And I don't even know the name of the company. I know that's sort of silly, but people do that. That's for me to be able to come back and go, Deb, that's totally okay. It's free to become an affiliate with the company. My wife and I have been with the company for over 6 years. Have made 4.87 million now. And what I love most is not that. What I love is all the people in my organization right now that are bringing extra incomes into their home. So the very first step is to create a free affiliate account, just like you would with Facebook or YouTube or Amazon. So if I can, I'm going to ask Bob if he can't post his affiliate link here, and we'll get you signed up as a free affiliate, and then I'll show you the next step. Is that fair? And sometimes all I get is yes. And then I get the, Bob, you put your link, here it is. And then I get on there and I say, thanks, Bob. Listen, you'll get an email when Deb becomes an affiliate. So Bob, will you let me know when you got that email? What did I just do? This is all the stuff that I've been doing my whole life. Is Deb's going, holy shit. I heard him. I heard him on the video. And I guess I better fill out this affiliate link because he just asked Bob to let him know. So there's all these things that I've mastered that I continue to master. And that's how you guys will learn. That's exactly how you guys will learn. And so what if this one girl hasn't got on 2 times?
Right.
I'm telling you, the people that put more people in front of me the fastest is going to win. Because here's the thing that you guys don't realize. For some of you that have done Zooms with me, everything that you think it is not. Everything that you think it is not. Lisa Marie, are you on here?
Yeah, she is.
She said yes in
I'm trying
chat.
to get her.
Okay. And if you don't mind, Bob, I just want to ask Lisa Marie a couple of questions.
Hi, Lisa Marie.
And please stay on here. Lisa Marie put me on a Zoom with a guy named David last night. And from the time that you connected with David to him finally getting on the Zoom was how long?
Oh my gosh. It was several months, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I'm communicating with this guy on a weekly basis.
Great.
No like and trust. So Dave is going, hey, thank you very much, Robert. I could tell that he was very just timid. Would you say that, Lisa?
Yeah,
Very
absolutely.
timid.
It was like you, yeah,
Yeah.
that was a
He was just
perfect
very-
word.
So he would say, I got him. I go, listen, I understand moving's a lot of stress. Anything we can do to help you, let me know. And I was just nice to him for months because I give a shit. That's
Ye-
all.
You know what? I would have gave up before you did. I would have
Yeah,
gave up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And every
Bob
time
too.
Robert has done this, he has done it differently with each person. It was not
Did
a
not
script.
throw up on him. Told him, listen, one step at a time. So months, and then we get on the Zoom yesterday. And the very first thing that I said to him, I said, wow, traveling. He's, yeah, I'm still got stuff going. And, I just knew that I needed to jump on this Zoom with you. He said, before we get started, can I tell you how much you and Lisa mean to me? It's like, you guys are the only ones in my corner while I'm relocating. I don't know people here. All this crazy stuff is happening in my life. And I could count on you and Lisa every day to make sure to let me know that everything was okay. Am I telling the truth, Lisa?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, if it weren't for you, I probably would have dropped all conversations or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Robert is the one that kept me engaged with him.
Well, Lisa couldn't leave because I was still talking to him all the time. It's like, Lisa. So then I get on there, and you guys have heard me say this. I just asked a couple of questions and listen. If you guys are worried about what the hell you're going to say, just ask questions. What if you just got people on Zoom? Thank you very much for jumping on the Zoom. So what would you like to get out of the Zoom? They'll tell you. What are your concerns? What are you thinking about? And all of a sudden, you just walked up through this. So I could tell David right away was really dealing with a lot of self-esteem and self-confidence. He just really, really seemed in doubt of himself. And I said,
I felt that too.
Yeah, and I said, David, I said, did Lisa and I ask you to do something for us? He pulled it out of nowhere. It looked like a magic trick. And then I go, how's it going? And everything in him changed. He goes, I just finished with chapter 8.
Yep.
And you know this part of this story and this story. And I was wondering where he was going and blah, blah, blah. And he says, I've spent so much time reading this. Some of the pages are starting to come out. And that was what the deal was. And I said, so you haven't finished the book? And he goes, no, I haven't. And I said, listen, if you do that for me, I'd like to jump on another Zoom with you. He goes, I'm going to do that. It takes me a little time to go through it, but I'll get it done and I'll reach back out to you. And I said, David, do you understand that you're not going to do anything in life unless you know that you can do it? And he goes, he goes, that's my problem. And I go, let's handle that first.
He was excited to start it last night. He was excited. So, I mean, the 100-day challenge, he was going to start that last night. So,
how many things did we talk about, Lisa? They said that had to do with C.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that last part.
I said, was there anything that I brought up that had to do with MDC?
Absolutely not. No, you're amazing. And you are. And I'm telling you guys, you got to get your people in front of, because if there's any chance at all for them, you're going to know it. You're going to know it. And, be still my heart. I felt that passion in him. Yeah.
So every one of you is seeing someone do something above average. And for me, it's people doing people things. And it still just amazes me. That's why you guys hear me watching everything. I just love watching people be amazing human beings. I just love it. I don't care what they're doing, skipping rocks, stacking plastic cups, sharpening pencils. I just know that they spent more than average time than other people did. And because they did that, we see the mastery in what they do. That's why you guys sometimes see Matt doing stuff. I don't understand a freaking thing he's doing. It still inspires me. I don't understand what the hell Bob's doing. That, Bob, what you're doing was what Matt did for me for years. You know what I mean? And so if you start using other people's skills, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like it's magic. It's totally magic. And so don't have to say anything. Just introduce me to people and let me do my magic.
Yeah, I didn't say a word. I mean, I muted myself after I said hello. I muted myself until we said goodbye. I told Robert how amazing he was. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I think you should do, Lisa? And you might
Mm.
think I'm stupid when I say this. You got to make your bandages red.
Red. Uh,
And you could just tell everyone, have you ever heard of net red nose? You know,
Rudolph.
I'm like Corky Santa. Corky's Santa 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I'm raising money for the red nose people. That's what
Okay,
I'm doing.
I'm gonna have a red nose on Saturday. Watch me.
Because I know that you're self-conscious about it.
I am. Well, look at that. I mean, my gosh,
Yeah.
you just
See, I know you're
just caught me up.
self-conscious about it. And so if you're self-conscious about it, why not make it something that's obvious?
Yeah, right,
Isn't
right.
that funny?
Maybe I'll find some horns too. Maybe.
Then you could be Rudolph. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much for turning on the camera last night and also today.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people that would be whining in a corner in Lisa Marie's position, and she's doing it and marching on. I'm so freaking proud of you,
Yeah.
Lisa Marie.
Thank you.
We love you, Lisa Marie.
Thanks,
No
Coach
matter
Bob.
how
You're,
whatever, you know what I mean? We just, you're just the best.
yeah. Thanks, you guys. I love you
Yeah, we
all.
love you.
Okay. Any other questions, Bob?
No, thanks so much, Robert and Matt and Craig. Thanks so much for interjecting on that. That's just one thing. I mean, I was stressed, Robert, for half a day. I couldn't get it. I don't know why. It just, I don't know.
And the way that I get out of that, it's funny. Me and Matt talk about anxiety. In my age, you're just either scared or not scared. I think sometimes I've heard the word nervous, but so, and here's something that none of you know about me. Man, I've had debilitating panic attacks. Well, I can't do nothing.
I've been there too. It's scary.
Really?
And
I would never think you guys. I mean, well,
I've had panic. My dad's been there for mine as well.
yep.
And what's funny is it's like, were they business related?
Well, here's what I think is so sucky about anxiety attacks and anxiety is in the moment that you feel them coming on, you really can. I mean, every person that I know that deals with this if I knew how to prevent this, I would never do it again. I would never do it again. And when they're happening, you just don't know what you did to bring them on.
right.
It's just like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what things have been going on in the fear or sphere or whatever. And so what I do to get out of it immediately is I stop thinking about me and I just focus on serving the person. And it sucks me right out of it. Here's something else you guys don't know. I've experienced anxiety attacks while you guys have been on with me. Yeah. And so I feel my neck tightening up, my chest tightening up, my mouth starts to water. And as soon as I do that, I immediately am reaching out and just sharing with you. This is Bob. If I were you, I do this and it just subsides. It's like because when it starts to trickle, I'm like, shit.
That's awareness though. And it's different for everybody. So like once Coach Bob, like you were saying, I don't know what brings it on. Dad, everything you're saying, I appreciate you sharing. I know everyone here is getting so much value from you sharing it. But it too is just like, it's like, okay, if you have a sequence that you do that ends in this outcome, odds are you just need to go back through the sequence and figure it out. And when you do, it's not to stop it from happening. It's to get ahead of it from happening.
There it is.
Exactly what you were saying, Dad. And it's similar with me. It's like I feel something happening. focus on the present, get out of mind, out of mind, out of body. Don't stick there. So then that spiral can continue to happen, at least for me, right?
If you started to get nervous, and just think of this, if you started to get nervous and started getting a anxiety, and while you're getting on and doing whatever you're going to do, if all of a sudden someone kicked in your office door with a bat, are you just going to get the shit kicked out of you because you're having an anxiety attack? No, you would snap out of it immediately.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like, not in here. It's now out there.
Right.
It's not in here.
I've even heard of fighters, right? Like they'll do UFC fights and stuff.
Yeah.
And they'll get that panic. And then the moment they get in the ring, they're like, this person wants my family to, they get themselves into this mindset. This person wants my family to lose. They want my family to suffer. I have to do something about this.
That
immediately you snap back into like, I know why I'm doing this. It's not about me. It's about everybody. It's about the people I'm doing it for, and it changes the way you do things. So,
yeah, because you're inside yourself thinking, and so you got something to get yourself outside thinking, and then your body right away goes, hey, so if I'm having a panic attack, I immediately start feeling it, and I just immediately get up if I'm not in front of people on the camera. I immediately get up and I just go outside. Just walk away from everything and just go outside. Matt's seen me do it many times. And everybody in the house is going, oh my God, what's going on with Dad? You know, and I'm out there.
Like, don't worry, he's fine.
Yeah. And for some of you that know where I'm come from, I'm pretty bold. I get out of my head and I raise my hands and I just go, by his stripes, I'm well and I'm whole. By his stripes, I'm well and I'm whole. I just straight out just go into worship, big time. And so when I'm dealing with people like this, it's usually that you're asking a question, or a number of people ask questions, and then I feel it come on. If you guys have never seen me do this because I have had to deal with it, but I'll just immediately go, hey, Craig, you know what I mean? And I immediately start asking Craig a question, and my mind goes, wait a minute, he's focused on Craig. I guess I'm not going to have this attack. It's the weirdest stuff in the world. So thank you, everyone. I guess.
Yeah, thanks. Hey, it's good to talk about it and then know that other people are going through it too. You know what I mean? It's not just me. You know what I mean? It's not something that I'm doing.
Look at the chat.
Honestly. And you got the people, like, we're here to facilitate these conversations, and we're going, yep, it's also us too. It's like, oh, okay.
I think every one of you went, wow, Robert.
Like maybe Matt, possibly Craig. Robert, I don't think so. Yeah, no way it's him, right? He's a superhero. There's no way that happens to him, right?
Yeah, so. And the other one that I heard with fear is, and you guys heard me say this all the time, I crack myself up with thinking about what's the worst thing that could happen. I will do it so fast and so quick. So what's the worst thing that can happen? She comes on and cusses me and Robert out. And here's what you got to do. You got to go, what would Robert do? I would just like to see him, you know, to 6:30 in the morning. I'm doing Zooms every morning at 6:30 in the morning for this new group I'm bringing in. I'm trying to get them to understand how to share a freaking video, but they're old school. Can you do a meeting for me? And so we're talking about another thing that you guys know. I know no one does this here because you guys are great people. But do you know of anyone that when asked to do something actually does it so freaking bad that no one ever asks them to do it again? It's like I get in I'll try to put away dishes for Terry for 40 years. And I'll just start, you know, I'll just open up a cover. They don't go there. I said, well, I'm just putting them away. That's not where I put them. And I'm going, but I want to help. And she goes, I don't need your help. Get the hell out of the kitchen. I'm going, are you sure? Are you sure? And she's like looking at me like, you know, this has been going on for a long time. It's like, Matt hasn't figured that one out yet.
Well,
No, Hannah taught me differently. I know where the dishes go and I put them there.
So
you're trained well.
I'm doing stuff. And here's another way for you guys that lose patience. Okay. Everyone's on the Zoom. And I go, okay. And Tim TEM is Filipino. And he looks at me and he goes, okay, go ahead, Robert. Says all this stuff he doesn't need to say about me. You know what I mean? That, I actually own a room in Fort Knox. And I mean, some people exaggerate, like it's like going out of style. I'm like going, listen, I don't make 4 trillion a day. I just don't do it, but I won't say that. When he gets all done, I'm going, hey, have you guys seen the 4-minute video? And every one of them say no. So I play it. And can you imagine a person hyping me up, getting me on the Zoom, wanting me to do, this presentation? And I go, check out this 4-minute video. And we're playing it. And I'm not saying anything. And then I get done. I said, how many of you guys right now think different about what we do than what you thought? And every one of them raised their hand. And I go, so are you all interested? And they go, yeah. I go, great. Now I'm going to show you another video. And I show the one with Josh and Mark Smith. And they're just watching it. And they don't get off. They don't know what to do. And then when I get done, I said, how many of you had questions before you seen that video? And everybody went, yeah. And I said, did it handle your questions? Yeah. That's how I put 300 people in sets the tent. Using those 2 videos. Or we could do another 9:30 at night tomorrow, Filipino time. And it's like, when people see you do stuff that you tell them to do and then they don't do it, just do it anyway. So do you guys see what I did on Super Saturday? Ask me anything.
Oh, yeah.
I get on there and I go, Craig, you want to show the video? Yeah. And some of you go, why are we watching this video on and Ask Me Anything? I could have watched this video by myself. Yeah, you could have. Thank you, Bob.
Oh, thank you. Love and appreciate you.
I love you too. I love you too.
Yeah. Craig.
Coach Bob, thank you. Lisa Marie, thank you very much for participating as well. Appreciate you guys.
Yes.
All right, we got hands up from Dee Dee Aston, Rebecca David, Kai Al, but first, Deb Carlson. Deb, why don't you go ahead, open up, and share with us.
Okay. I just want to say that, being around you guys has changed everything, how I talk to people, what I'm doing. It's just incredible. Last night I was in a women, I can't even remember the name of the group right now, but it was about 25 women that are all business owners. And we were all supposed to get up and share something impactful that we've done in the last 10 years. And
wow.
I was at a table where everybody but 2 of us had already spoke, and I was feeling like the pressure, and I knew I wanted to go out of my comfort zone and do it. And so when there was she had 2 spots left for people to talk, I raised my hand, and I ended up going up there and conquering that fear. And I was so freaking proud of myself, for doing that. But it's my story impacted so many people. I told them that within part of this, that the CBD was brought to my stand. People wanted to know about the endocannabinoid system. So I told about what I was doing without ever intending that. And I have all these people's numbers that want information about the products, about one of them that needs income. I mean, it was just
magic.
Why is it taking me so long to get to this point? And it was because I wasn't plugged in to the right people and the right things. And hearing it over and over, hearing everybody's challenges, Coach Bob, I used to have really a lot of trouble too. And it's I did breathing techniques. You guys said, you put yourself somewhere else. It's but hearing it every day, seeing everybody's results, it's just been incredible. And I thought I had a lady last night that I was going to be able to do a 3-way Zoom with Robert. I was just like getting all jacked. And so it's just, I just want to let you guys all know how much I appreciate this connection, because it really does change things within us. Like, so freaking powerful.
So proud of you, Dad. Oh my God, I'm so proud of you.
But I was going through that whole thing. I thought I was going to have a panic attack. I don't, my hands don't sweat normally. I can talk to people one-on-one, but getting up in front of people, and they were all powerful women with impactful stories that I'd already heard. And so I'm just like, but it just changes everything. I can't even tell you. And sharing our story gets people to hear us differently.
Yeah. I know you're proud of yourself. I know you are, but I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is so cool. Hercules.
So you guys are just doing big things. Okay, and I just had a quick question. So I'm kind of a visual person, so I have my list here, 1 to 70. I'm trying to get into those 70 people as fast as I can. Is it Zooming with you? Do I check it off, or just showing and sharing the information?
Yeah, believe it or not, when you're hardwired and your confidence is there, you can connect with people, give them the gift, show them the video with evidence to create a free account, and actually get them, once they do that, and people say, well, what's next? And you send them the next steps. When you guys get really connected, there's hardly anybody that needs to go any further. To think that I sign up hundreds of people a month and never ever do a Zoom with them. All right. So what's unique about the Zooms and to put it together is when I really do what I share with people and they get it. Wait a minute. So I'm connecting with people, making them feel good by giving a gift. And then I'm just really getting them, really connecting with them, and then asking them for a favor. And if you do the connection correctly, then the goal is to get them inspired by getting them to imagine, to introduce you to somebody, because they're scared. And when I've sat one-on-one with people and taught them that, a lot of times people go, well, now that I know what to say to people, I don't need you. I go, thank you, God. Yeah. So wait a minute. I'm just asking people, who do they know? They know that selling coffee. Deb. Oh.
And that question works so good, because 2 people, I kind of was talking with them, and I'm like, well, just let me know who you know that would be interested then, because the conversation and then they're like, well, I am. And I'm like, okay.
It's weird.
It is so weird.
If people psychologically knew that when I know I probably have said this before, but if you guys can go back when, we're all socially awkward in school, it was the guy, Deb, that was always there for you, that would carry your books and always do nice things. See, that dude never got out of the friend zone.
He's still here. He's down the hall. We're high school sweethearts.
And we always, for some reason, have this crush on people that ignore us. What is that?
Right.
Well, I think as a human being, it's always the imagination that there's something that we can have that we would want.
Yep.
So it's always where you hear people getting relationships with people and the person treats them like shit. And we go, what's wrong with you? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. Because it doesn't seem like it's easy, because we're not mature inside ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like the stupid stuff that I did in my relationship with my wife, Terry, right now, because of a previous relationship, that lady's a freaking saint. Because it took me a couple of years to figure it out. I'm not getting married anymore. I blah, blah, blah. I don't want to make any commitment. And the second she wasn't around, I'm just bawling, wondering where she is. So isn't that funny? What's that phrase that, when it's away, the grows fonder? Because it sort of freaks us out a little bit, man. She's not here all the time. And it's like, oh my God, I miss her. I love her. I got to go propose to her. And so that's the thing that's going on in our head. We always believe that when I ask people to introduce me to people, Deb, I don't want to know anything about them. See, so if someone was introduced, oh, I know somebody that does really, really well. Her name's Deb Carlson. If I go, well, tell me about Deb Carlson. Oh, she's an entrepreneur. She's a hustler. She's got this coffee thing. Now, all of a sudden, I'm freaking myself out. See, like you said, there was some strong women there. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Now I'm going, oh my gosh, she's an entrepreneur. She's very successful. It sounds like she's strong. I don't want to mess up, like Bob said. Now all of a sudden we start, playing ping pong balls in her head. Now all of a sudden all this stuff's going on. Well, if someone just said, I said, who's like the positive, most motivated person you know? They're just, oh, Deb, great. How can we connect us? And that's where another person doesn't get. The more aware that people are, the more giving they are. You know why? Because they remember going through that shit. They remember doubting themselves, having self-doubt, not worthy, not enough, not feeling like they fit in, not feeling deserving. And when we all start growing and go, no, if somebody else did it, I can figure it out. And when I figure it out, I'm going to get great at this. I remember my mentor telling me that. He goes, Robert, you master communicating with people. There's nothing you can, everything's possible. I was like, okay, I understand that. And I'll tell you guys one more thing. A lady reached out to me that I'm helping right now. And I asked her, I've never done this before. And she was saying, I reached out to 12 people and no one's interested. And man, it hit me. If you guys are helping people, I said, would you send me what you're sending them? She was like, I don't think that you could put a paragraph together that was worse of what she was saying to people that was all salesy and icky and, hey, you would be great in this company and you could quit your job. And I mean, she couldn't say more wrong words. And so she did it. And then I went back and I went, what if someone sent you that message? And she said, I'd block and delete them. And she sent me a message back and she goes, man, why do I do that stuff? And I'm going, because you're just reverting to what you know that you're leaning on, but it's not learned stuff that works. You're just saying, I've been a consumer my whole life. I guess I got to do this consumer shit. and I said, so let me send you a message back. And that's when I said, hi, Lucy, I really liked your comment on your page. And you're the kind of person that I would like to know better. I said, I hope this message finds you and yours blessed, and I hope you're having a great year. And my way of connecting with people is to share a gift that really changed a lot of areas of my life. And I sent it to her. And she responds back, you're making me cry. And I went, yeah, I think that's what's missing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Deb, this is the best company ever. You got to get in and you got to come in at the top level. And it's like, wow, people are just, and they're taught to sort that way. And, they send 14 links and a paragraph out of a newspaper. And it's like, really? That's like, so. Thank you, Deb.
Thanks. Thank you.
I feel like you put your Wonder Woman cape on and like the rest of the world's in trouble right now.
Watch out. Here we come.
Excellent.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I love you.
Love you, Robert.
Deb, thank you so very much. This is such a great inner circle. What a way to spend this Thursday afternoon / evening or whatever time it is where you're at that you're watching now. So
I agree. I agree.
Thank you. Okay, so let's see. We've got Dee Dee Aston, Rebecca David coming up. Kai Au is next. And Kai, I'm going to preempt you for just a quick second because I have a feeling part of what you're sharing is what's going on with you. And if not, I'm going to share it anyways. Kai is competing with the for Mr. Health and Fitness. Let me bring him on there. And so we've been, kind of supporting Kai in trying to get him to the number one position. Now, I think this is just round one of another round that's coming up. So we need to vote Kai in, and everybody can vote once for free at the site that I'm putting in the chat. And it's very simple. We have people that are part of the Imaginators Inner Circle have already done that. And please, let's help get Kai to the top, not only this round, but in the next round. So that link is right there. Click on it, vote. You can vote for free. Simple. Or if you want to give them some more votes, you can add some extra cash to it, which goes to an organization that the Muscle and Fitness magazine promotes. So there is a benefit.
And it is a nonprofit, so it's a tax write-off.
Exactly. So with that being said, Kai, it's your turn. Go for it, my friend.
Thank you, Craig. Thank you so much for the heads up and the woohoo rally. Poked the words out of my mouth, so I don't think I had to say much on that. That was not my plan to begin with. And at the same time, Deb actually brought up a very interesting subject that also already answered my question. But as far as like tackling your anxiety is concerned, because I myself have that issue, how, Robert, do you deal with that anxiety when it just creeps in on you out of nowhere? Like you're fine, you're great, you're ready to go, and then all of a sudden, just like, what in bloody fuck is happening to me?
Yeah, the only way that I do it, depending on where it is I know immediately when I start feeling the little signs of it, right? Mm-hmm. Is I immediately just know that I got to do something different than what I'm doing right now. And it's got to be something that occupies my mind. And that's usually conversation. You know what I mean? So I believe that a lot of people, and again, I love what Matt said, because it's absolutely true. If we all have different DNA and we're all created different, I'm sure a lot of the experiences that we have could be radically different from one to the another. I just am aware that when I am having anxiety attacks or not feeling good, it's because that I have things that are bouncing around in my own head and maybe my own spirit. So like Matt said, it's like this tornado that's just constantly getting, tighter and tighter and tighter at the bottom. You know what I mean? It just like, it's out there and it just starts coming in. And I've experienced crazy enough panic attacks where, it messes with your vision. My mouth starts to water. I feel like I can't breathe, like an elephant stepping on my chest. It's a spooky stuff. And so when I'm doing that, as soon as I feel it, I know that it's not that I can prevent it. I can make it on a scale to 1 to 10 to a 2. And it surpasses very, very fast. And it's just that I know that if I focus on it, it's going to be bigger and it's going to last longer. And so I immediately just have to find a way to do something. And so, like my son said that he's seen me do it, I'll just get up and I'll just go outside. I just go outside. Now, you guys are going to crack up. You guys are going to crack up. I forgot about this. When I started getting involved in MDC, I do 2 full shot under my tongue. Just bam, bam. I mean, and guess what? I'm putting it in my tongue and I'm holding it under my tongue. And now guess what I'm thinking about? Holding it under my tongue. Not, oh my God, how am I going to freak out on this panic attack? You know what I mean? And then the other things, if I'm in something, doing something, so that's what spooks me, messes me up the most, is I'm actively doing something and it starts coming on. And all I do is immediately do something that seems a little outrageous to normally doing. I'm like, God, hi, come on, snap out of it. And my body goes, what the hell's going on? I gotta focus on whatever. Is Kai attacking him? What is he doing?
How I feel it is in the root chakra. If anybody understands what I'm saying, that all of a sudden I feel like it's not in that area, to feeling like almost like, oh crap, I need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
It literally feels like diarrhea.
So yeah, I'm glad that Craig brought up the stuff that we all want to support you and Kai. I'm just telling you, man, it's like, I still have them, you know what I mean? So it must be just part of life. You just got to learn to not freak out as much and not let it ruin your day, and for me, it's immediately, I got to change my state. You know what I mean? And so you guys have seen me do some state stuff. It's like I raise my voice, raise my hands, I move my body. You know what I mean? I honestly, I freak myself out.
And I feel like, I've been realizing that today is like, am I freaking myself out? Because like, just today, like after doing all my happy birthday wishes, and then a few people like responded back, hey, thank you for the birthday gift. I will read that book. And all of a sudden I just start feeling myself shutting down. I'm like, oh, what is wrong with me? I literally like smacked myself in front of people a few times at Starbucks. And everybody was like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, I'm having an anxiety attack.
For people that know how to deal with it the way I do, if you guys have ever been in a group of people and all of a sudden see a person doing karate kicks and going, what's wrong with them? That's me trying to shake off an anxiety attack.
Well, I can't do that anymore. I'd probably break a hip.
Hey, I don't hit anybody, but it's like, that, was Step Brothers, and that one guy's like, oh, I don't know. It's like, I think it's really cool that we have a lot of people on here that's going, wow, I'm not alone. Just like personality traits, it's like, oh, really? Other people are bothered with this and go through it? Absolutely.
Yeah, I thought I was the only one until you brought up the subject today. I was like, thank you.
Yeah. So
I've noticed that it's happened. It's been happening on a frequent basis where, like, for example, when somebody responds back to me saying thank you for the gift and whatnot, I suddenly lock down, and all of a sudden I'm just like, what do I say next? What do I say next? Oh crap! And then next thing you know,
yeah. Do you have them a lot, Kai?
Honestly, yes. I think it had to do with a lot of my childhood.
Yeah.
Upbringing.
It's going to be funny when I say this. There's an Eagle song. I haven't brought this up a lot. Some of you will get probably upset with me, but there's a Eagle song. Get over it. It's like, I'd like to find your inner child and kick its ass. That's what I'd like to do. It's like, I'm all about that, that I know that I can put myself in the now, no opportunity. I can be present. That takes practice just like anything else. And so I know my mind and because I feel like it's such a physical thing, I know it's not just my mind. My body's having physical reactions to, like, man, it just hit me right now. I download. We constantly hear these people that say, you either have fight or flight. You're either fighting or flighting. I really believe that's what it is. It's like, I don't know what senses are coming up or what we're thinking or whatever, but it's like all of a sudden our physical body goes, I got to get the hell out of here and I got to do it right now. Like a tiger is coming in a room.
And it's really strange because I mean, through my years of bodybuilding, competing in bodybuilding, I never had that problem.
Yeah.
It's like everything else, and I actually asked a psychiatrist friend about it, and it was very interesting because she suddenly asked me, "Did your parents have any control over you in the bodybuilding when you got into bodybuilding?" I'm like, "No, why?" And then she later asked, "Did your parents have every control over you on your performances?" Because I was a music pianist,
Right.
instrument performer, and they controlled everything to a level
Yeah,
of
I
fear.
wouldn't. Here's the thing, and I'm not saying that the therapist is wrong. I'm not going to say that at all. I just know that the things that happen to us are always going to be something that is in our control, not out of our control. You see what I mean? So when we brought this first subject up, and Bob brought it up, and I see everyone in the chat, that's having difficulty with this. I would say that they all don't have bad parents. You see what I mean? I believe that the fight or flight part of us is basically us doing something that we've never done before. So that sort of puts us in this weird position. And then we make up in our mind that something really awful can come out of that. You know, like Bob doesn't have someone show up, or they show up and say the wrong thing. And I go, oh, okay, then I go on Facebook and I see that Robert blocked me. You know what I mean? Or he won't talk to me anymore because he's saying that I'm not listening to him. We talk about an imaginators, and in here too, how amazing our imagination is. We just also got to agree that we're good at hallucinating as well. So in that thing that you're doing, I just believe without us realizing it, that our mind, our subconscious mind and our body is going, oh my God, this is not a good situation. It's reading and it's just going, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of here, right? It's panic time. Maybe that's where it got the name panic. And what's the other part of it? Attack. I've never said this on any webinar ever, because we really haven't talked about it. So what a great deal. Panic attack. Like, someone just broke the window in your house and you hear a bunch of people coming in. It's like, you might have some things uncontrollable that pop up in your body that might be dealing with adrenaline. That's like, what's going on? What's going to happen? I don't know what's and, people react in two ways. One is like, you go get your samurai sword and your nunchucks and
I used to sleep with a small tanto, the smallest Japanese sword underneath my pillow.
Yeah. And so I think, does that make more sense to you, Kai?
Yes.
It's and we've all heard about how powerful the subconscious mind is, right? So if we all believe that that's there, right? This one consciousness, it's just got to be something that we might have thought of that could happen or might happen or whatever. Because like me, I brought this up and I know Matt and I have talked about it. It's like when it comes on, it's not something that you were just thinking about. It's like you're not in a cage. Someone just slid a door open and you see a tiger's head come through. The thing that sucks about anxiety attacks and panic attacks is nothing. You're just sitting there. It's like, so maybe your subconscious mind is saying, hey, man, listen, so
No, it's I
hope that
Matt, you're
helped.
right. If you don't mind, I'm going to share
Please,
something. But
please, Matt.
I think it really is like the unregulated stuff outside that just permeates into those moments. So like when you say, oh, maybe it's from my childhood or maybe it's from this or that, you go to therapy and you realize a lot of that stuff is either from those things or from other things that happen that you really haven't like combated yet. Like even Coach Bob, when you were saying how it felt having to read in front of a crowd or read in front of a group of people, right? Have you ever talked to anybody professional about why that is? Yeah, see that's the type of stuff that I've dealt with. And if you do go to a professional, or maybe you can't afford to, or there's other routes, right? But truth be told, like there's so much shit that you really don't know about that's causing these issues. That have nothing to do with the issues that you're actually dealing with. You'd be surprised because it's like this part of your mind that's animalistic. And so like my dad said, it's the fight or flight aspect of your mind. All your body and your animalistic needs are telling you this is what you need to survive. But the issue is that we're not being chased by tigers and lions and anything anymore, right? We're being chased by ourselves, so to speak. So like what ends up happening is we're like chasing ourselves around to a frenzy, but we don't realize we've been doing that like all day, all week, all month, right? And it's like the issue with the panic attack happening is it's a moment of focus. It's a moment of sitting down and focusing on something enough that then it just like builds to that moment. And it's like, here's the time where we can rush in now. You know what I mean? They've taken a breath for a second and they haven't dealt with this. Here we are. We're going to deal with it now. Subconsciously, it's been there. You've been holding on to it, but now it's in your face. And you go like, why is this happening to me? I can't understand. I can't deconstruct why this is. And it's like it could be like 5 blocks on top of each other of things that you haven't dissected, dealt with, thought about, figured out. And these are not bad things. These are great things to figure out.
Yeah.
It's not that you need a therapist to do it, but you do need to take the time, even though it's difficult, to sit down and like deconstruct your thinking. Like the only person that's actually capable of doing that, even if you spent tons of money on therapy, you were on medication, you could do everything you want, you still will have to do that step. There's no way of getting around that step.
Yeah, I've been doing that a lot lately for the past month and a half.
That's
So.
good. I can tell.
It's a long process, you know. Sometimes like I end up waking up and like bawling my eyes out for no apparent reason.
That's good though.
It's
but like, see, that's the thing though, is people run from that, and all that's doing is putting another layer on top of it.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, nope, not going to deal with this. We'll just pave it over. And now you're like 5 pavements deep. Right? And it only takes like a small amount to put a chip in that, and then that can go all the way to the core of who you are. So it's like it's very important to slowly take that apart and be patient with yourself, right? And one layer actually will lead to like another. They'll lead to another that you never expected, right? And I've been open with sharing. Go ahead.
I got a question. Thank you for sharing. You know, one of the things is we all deal with imposter, right?
Say that again, Dad.
We all deal with this imposter syndrome, right?
Yeah.
And maybe some don't. But what is it called when, mentally you don't want to communicate with people and put yourself out there because you just don't want people to know who you really are?
Well, that's the interesting thing that I was going to bring up, because on that test that we took, I was classified as a protagonist, ENFJ-T. And I'm reading this stuff. It's like, is that really me? I mean, it just seemed kind of like an imposter. Like that's not me. Where did this come from? I mean, is this like something like in my subconscious? What is going on here?
See, that's the thing, Kai, is you'll realize the more you do those deconstructions, you'll realize that is you. You've just buried him 5 layers deep so far. And so you don't know who that person is because you don't talk to that person. You pick specific times maybe to talk to that person, but you don't make time for that person. That person is you. You should be making all the time in the world for that person. Because if that person's healthy, everybody around you will be healthier by you being there. That's what people don't realize, is that it's a ripple effect. If you're healthy, the people around you will want to be healthier. They'll see the progress and the changes in your life of how you treat people, how you do things, how you deal with yourself, which is honestly in today's day and age, I think is not talked about enough. You see someone and they have grace for themselves and are nice to themselves instead of bullying themselves constantly. I think that should be more admired because that's a skill that you don't just automatically get. You know, that's something they had to work on doing. They had to work on figuring out how to be gentler with themselves. Right. And that's the thing. It's like, okay, if I'm going to have to figure out all of these steps to get to really the core of who I am, have patience with yourself. Allow yourself to cry. Allow yourself to be upset. Allow yourself to be frustrated. All of that energy is just sitting in there like balled up. And so the more you let that out, and therapy would have you do that. Like there's people that go into therapy, myself included, that go, I ain't gonna cry. That's bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, and then you're bawling within like the first 30 minutes of being there. And you go, how did that happen? And I know people, I've seen my people do that with my dad, of course, but it's like, it comes from a place of letting go and trying to understand yourself. If none of you guys have tried therapy, by the way, I highly recommend it. It's like one of the only spaces that the person that's sitting across from you has no skin in the game, right? Like they're not a family member, they're not a friend, they're there to help you, and they got no skin in the game. So you can be honest with them. You can be like, I hate this person, and their goal is to figure out why that is. So they want you to say those things, right? So I don't know. It's different for everybody, like I said.
Yeah, thank you, Matt. Thank you, Matt. That's why I asked Matt on here. It's like he, you know, me personally, I just think that, especially with all these things that are happening online now with therapy, you know what I mean? The only thing I would add to what Matt said is it took Matt a little while to find the person right for him. You know what I mean? So, you know, I remember
I think 4 therapists I went through before I found the one that I like. And the one that I like is more in tune with who I am. And I do all of my therapy sessions from Zoom. My therapist is in Florida, right? So all of the work that I've done, I haven't done that work in person. I did it right here in the comfort of my home, in the comfort of my computer, and worked on that stuff, right? And it's helped me immensely. But it takes time. You're right, Dad. It takes time to find that specific person, because if you meet somebody and they don't like align with who you are, and you find yourself like limiting who you are in those sessions, then you need to find a new therapist. Like I speak in profanity. I want to be able, if I'm upset, to cuss around my therapist and them not get upset or be obviously they're trained not to do that, but there's like this energy feeling of like, oh, they're more comfortable with this environment. The guy that I've been with has worked with military vets and all other kinds of people, right? So he's dealt with shit much worse, I'm sure, than I brought him. And I feel in good hands with that guy, you know? But that wasn't the same. I had a therapist that I went and saw in person in Montana, and he was one of those ones. He was an older guy, and he was one of those ones that would sit there, and then I'd be talking, and not only would he not like recollect what I was saying, but every now and then he'd do the, what time is it? Look at the clock on the wall type of shit. And that, obviously, when you're going to get help, it can be very debilitating because you're like, wow, there's nobody there, right? But the truth is you just got to keep trying. You know, there's somebody out there.
Kai, I have a question for you. When you did your personality, did you look at the people that were famous that had that personality trait?
No, I did not.
That's a lot of fun. You should.
That's a must. That's a must. Because when you do the personality type, the reason that those famous people are personality is to get you not to freak out. Right. So you look at your personality trait and you go, that's not me. I don't think this is me. And then you scroll down and look at the other famous people and successful people that have that personality trait. And you go, well, I'm okay with that guy. I'm, if that guy's his personality.
Coach Bob's like, I don't mind being Steve Jobs. Sure. FDR, that's fine with me.
Kai, what's your personality type again?
Let me look back again.
Protagonist,
yes.
And so that's another thing you can do, Kai. And now with AI, and Google, I remember one of the biggest things that made me feel unworthy to be anything was I thought honestly, being dyslexic is a learning disability. That's what they call it. Being dyslexic is a learning disability. So now it's pretty obvious that there's things that I can't do that it seems very average for other people to do. You see what I mean? So that's why I wanted to be way better. I wanted to be way better at being common sense person and being a mechanic. You see what I'm saying? And as soon as the internet came out, I'm dyslexic. My first goal was not to go to the library. But as soon as I could get on the internet, and it makes me emotional to say this, Kai, the very first thing that I did was I put in there, is there any famous people, any famous or successful people that are dyslexic? And when it pulled up the names, I just started bawling. Because I'm going like, really? I don't remember if Elon Musk, I think, is dyslexic. Mark Cuban. There's some pretty hefty weights that are out there.
Richard Branson as well.
Yeah, Richard Branson. You go, all right, I'm okay now. So what I would suggest to you, Kai, is take those initials that you have. Go ahead,
Kai.
Go ahead.
Barack Obama, Oprah Winfrey, John Cusack, Ben Affleck, Malala, Sean Connery. That's one that would go right with you.
Maya Angelou.
Yeah.
And see below there, Kai, where you can click, go to Maya Angelou again. And you can click on Y underneath there. And look at people even leave comments. And so,
no, there's whole Reddit groups. There's all different kinds of stuff dedicated to these.
Yeah,
because it's a big thing. Like I just asked GPT Dad what other celebrities have dyslexia. It's Tom Cruise, Whoopi Goldberg, Jennifer Aniston, Steven Spielberg, Salma Hayek, Anderson Cooper, Cher, Octavia Spencer. That's just 10 or 8 that it gave. So, you're in good company with people like, it says Spielberg wasn't even diagnosed till he was 65.
I wasn't diagnosed until I was in my mid-20s.
Yeah.
And the second smartest person, his name is Greg Mascari. And you just learn to hide the stuff. Isn't that cool? We're human beings. We're survivors. And so this guy pulls up in a Harley. And this is what I said. Wow, those are nice light metal rims. That's what I said. He goes, oh, thank you. And everyone left. I got to the meeting. And he comes over to me and he said, why didn't you say aluminum? And I go, what are you talking about? He goes, is it 5 letters or over 5 letters? And I was defensive. I was going like, well, what the F are you talking about? And he goes, do the letters start messing up after 5 letters or? And I went, I never even thought about that. He goes, you want to learn how to say any word? And I went, yeah, this does make me emotional. Because like Mr. Rogers says, the helpers are out there. The helpers are out there. He walks in, grabs a dictionary, opens to the word aluminum, and taught me how to say it. He says, listen, every syllable is not over 5 words, 5 letters. So he took the business card and he said, can you say that? And I go, all? Covers it with another business card, move the other business card. Can you say that? Loom. Moves it over. Numb. He goes, Robert, you just said the word. And I started crying. He says, now practice saying all of them together. Loom, num. Aluminum. Aluminum. To think that I was almost 30 years old and someone gave a shit to teach me how to read. He goes, Robert, that's why the
Hey, to burst your bubble on this one, but from where I come from, it's aluminium.
Yeah. and so, yeah, I found a way around it. I was an honor student in college because I found people that were valiant to take my tests for me. And I did stuff for them that they didn't have common sense in. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Kai, I really appreciate you bringing that up again. You and Bob, man, this has been incredible. Deb, all you guys, this is great.
Thank you so much, Robert. I'm going to have to cut this short because I have a business endeavor in 30
No
minutes.
problem. No problem. Thank you for
Thank you for everything. And
Thank you for sharing,
very much,
Kai.
everybody.
Thank you so much, Kai. Robert, we've got 3 hands going up, 4 hands going up. Do you think we can fit them all in?
Yeah, I do.
All right, then let's keep her rolling. Let's see. Dee Dee Aston has her hand up. Raymond Freeman just put his hand up. George Dudley just put his hand up again. But first, we got Rebecca David. Rebecca, please join us. Turn on your camera. There you go. Open up and please share. Sorry, I muted you on accident because we hit the button at the same time. Go ahead and unmute. Just a sec. Try that.
Unmute. Unmute.
We got you. We got you.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am blessed and highly favored and deeply loved. I wouldn't be doing good if I was just good.
Amen. So true. So true. Oftentimes when I ask people, how are you? And they say, good. I'm like, so what would turn that into amazing? You know?
There you go.
Yeah. And then I
Yeah.
answer you, good. Well, I want to tell you, your laugh is like therapy for me because I can be
Aw.
feeling down in the dumps and I'll listen to you laugh. And I just start like I have an inner laugh. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank God.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I know. So a couple of things. So although I don't want any of you to feel stress or anxiety, it's kind of cool not to be in the lonely club because I mean, it happened to me just today. I had a couple of things that happened and I felt my emotions. I was in the car. I knew I had a phone call coming up with someone who wanted to talk about the MDC and the DreamTrips. And I felt my emotions just going down and I was like, no, don't go there. But one thing I thought of, I was doing some breathing and I'm like, I thought about Byron Katie. Dr. Amen just loves telling people to focus on those 4 questions that she asked. And the first one was, is it true? And I'm like, yeah, probably. And it's like, are you 100% sure it's true? And I'm like, no, I'm not. And then just try to regroup. But anyway, I just thought I'd mention that super quick because it's nice to, it's nice. Sometimes we beat ourselves up and our brain, you know, we got
All we do.
We got to be in control of our brain and tell it what to think, right?
Yeah.
So we have to stay on top of it and just be like, no, don't go there. Right?
Yeah, I've always said this, Rebecca. Thank you so much for being brave and sharing with us. It's the technique that I've heard people say all the time is, you know, our mind will stop to hear what it has to say.
Yeah.
And I think most people just keep quiet. You know what I mean? So it's bouncing around in our head and it changes. You know, it's nowadays we have the science that actually says, hey, listen, you know what? The thoughts that we have in our brain do release chemicals into our body.
They do. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they're not true most of the time.
And so, you know, our mind goes and then all of a sudden the chemicals kick in and then all of a sudden it's like freak show, you know, it's like, it's crazy. And so I've always noticed that when I was saying that, I immediately get up and I go outside and I just start praising, you know, I just, by his stripes, I'm well and I'm whole, by my stripes and the breathing as well. And I'm always lifting my arms because I feel so much constriction in my chest, you know, so I'm raising my arms while I'm breathing and also worshiping or chanting or whatever you want to say. I just start doing things that are opposite of just thinking.
Yes, we have I was taught a while ago, we got to get ourselves back into our body, especially for me. Like I'm so much in my head,
That's a great
analyzing
phrase.
everything. Yeah, we have to feel our body. So doing that, breathing, whatever. But thank you. So, you've set so many great examples and you've laid it out for us completely. So now I'm asking a question I should not even ask, but
You should.
you mentioned, so I had the call with the guy. Well, I sent out the dream link to a few people and nobody clicked on it. They all seemed interested. Nobody clicked on it. So today when I had the call with him, he's a network marketer. He's been in the industry for many years. We were in Talk Fusion together. And so he asked, he commented on my post when I said we were going to Greece. And then I left him a voice message about, oh, I'm so excited that you went on that cruise. That's what I always wanted to do, blah, blah, blah. And then he commented on the post, let's talk. And he sent a message in my messenger to let's talk. So we talked today and I wasn't sure. I thought maybe he was going to try to pitch me on his because he has a travel membership. So first it was just about family and stuff. And then he started talking about his travel thing and how it's the best comp plan in the industry and about percentages and the fees and all this stuff. And my mind was just like, but I felt so cool and collected. And when he was done, I'm like, that's really great. So do you keep your options open for other, I think I said to diversify, and he laughed and then I laughed and I said, I know I sound like a network marketer, right? Just asking these questions. And he goes, yeah, but I prefer to think of it as leverage. I said, okay, leverage, whatever, to keep your mind open. Right. And he said, well, I do. Why don't you send me a video? And I said, well, and he asked me something. I said, well, Mark, I am not a successful network marketer like you are. I said, I'm just really getting started. I've been a customer for quite a while. I absolutely love this company, especially since it started this program. I'm excited about it, but I am working with someone who is very successful. I asked if he knew you and he said, no, I don't think so. And I said, well, he's my mentor and my friend. And what I'd like to do is connect you on Messenger. And he laughed again. He said, he mentioned the guy's name from Talk Fusion. He goes, oh, the 3-way calls. I'm like, well, it doesn't have to be a call. I could just introduce you guys on Messenger. And he said, no, just send me a video first. Okay. And then we'll take it from there. So then I'm all like, okay, I spent all this time looking at all your videos. It's so crazy. So I sent him the documentation one, and then I sent him just my link. I said, Robert mentions in there after you watch this to set up a free affiliate account. And this is where you'll see all our brands. Because I did tell him on the call that I absolutely love this company. And what I love, one of the things I love is it's like a mini Amazon for network marketing. There's something for everyone. But, I could have rattled on about all kinds of things. Like I don't like to sell, like we're learning a new way and all this stuff, but I didn't. But one reason I said all that just now, just like sending the dream link, the dream, the link, and then this, which I've sent before, people aren't clicking. Like I keep checking my email, like, oh, you got a new customer or something, you got a new sign in, but he didn't click it yet. So like, if it was me, and I know we all, okay, I'm almost done. I'm sorry. So one thing, if I was more in tune at the time, because I like analyze things. So later I'm like, well, he said he values fun. I should have sent something that was more about fun instead of your back office about the money.
There it is.
I had to be more in tune.
I guarantee you this one thing. We are always saying too much.
I know.
We're just always saying too much. Because here's the thing that you guys want to really get in this industry. You want thousands of people in your group doing this without you.
Yes.
Okay. So the thing that you got to do is it's got to be duplicatable.
Yes.
So what I do is I go, check this out. If I led with products, okay, I would say, check this out. And I would send the 4-minute video on travel.
I sent a 6-minute video on documentation. I'm not sure I know about the 4-minute video.
Okay, but you were talking, you said that you were sending DreamTrips link.
Yeah. Oh, that's it? Oh.
No, see, that is it. But the
Oh.
problem is if you send the DreamTrips International / Rebecca, if you send that, they get to watch the 4-minute video, but now they got to make a decision on what package they're going to buy.
I know that. I was thinking that, like, wait, they're trying to sell me a package.
Right. So when you're sending a product page, you're not going to get away saying that you're not in sales. Right. So
Yeah.
if you're not leading with the product, then you're talking to him, giving a gift, and how you would have shut him down immediately is the first video you sent to him was a 6-minute video that I did showing my back.
Yeah, I did.
That's short meeting. And he's going, I got some questions. And you go, I'm not the person to answer those questions. I'm learning. I have a full-time job. I have a lot going on in my life. And I can use Robert Hollis as my friend and business partner to answer those questions. And anything that they throw back to me, product, comp plan, anything, I just go, oh, you're in the sales. I'm in the people business.
Yes. Yes.
And it rattles them. It totally rattles them. You know, I'm in the people business. I'm not in the CBD business. I'm not in the DreamTrips business.
Exactly.
People's business. So right away, everything that I do throws them off the path. I want to totally throw them totally off the path of trying to compare itis. You know, mine's better than yours. I'm better than you. It's like just you can sort so fast, Rebecca, if you connect, give them a gift, share that video. And don't get into the convincing or selling thing.
I know.
If you just go, listen, I'm focused on one thing. I'm focused on learning from Robert, my friend,
Yeah.
so I can get more freedom in my life.
Exactly.
I don't want diversification. I don't want multiple streams. I want imagination of me being able to leave my job and do what I want.
Yes.
And most of the time I don't even say that. It's like well, if you look at mine, all yours. Not it.
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
I had no intention of saying that.
So just shorten it up.
Shorten it up.
Because the more that you get into discussions and long chats and long talking, the further away you're getting away from what you want. I can still go, Rebecca, I guarantee you this guy's not interested. Okay. But I would have knew that in 15 seconds. Because I'm looking for it. Would you do me a huge, so if I say hi to somebody and wish them, hope every day is going great, and I send them a gift, the way they respond to my gift is whether I spend any more time with them.
True.
I just gave you a flower.
What about people who want to talk? Like one of my coworkers, she's like, what's this travel thing? She sent me a text. So I just replied, and then she's calling me, and I said, I can't talk right now. So I talked to her a little bit later. She's like, girl, is this company? I'm like, no, it isn't. And she said, well, you got to tell me all the details. I'm like, you got to click the link, Wanda. I'm not going to just click the link. She's like, what's the name? I said, click the link. And then I found myself going, wait, I want to be duplicatable. I don't want to be, because sometimes I get a little anxious thinking, well, how am I going to build a team when everyone wants to talk? And not that I don't want to talk to people.
Right.
But I just want to be like you. I just
Yeah.
want to
Yeah, what you got to do,
follow the steps, darling. Follow the
just
steps.
follow the steps. So when you said that you didn't want to tell me what you did, you already know that the conversation didn't go the way you did too.
I know. And the brain says, well, what if you should have said this or this? And I'm like, stop. Always analyzing about,
Yeah.
you got to say the right thing. Well, I'll get better the more I do it.
Yes, you
So
will.
I just don't want to stop now. I want to keep going.
Right. So keep doing that, because you know what my mentor told me to do is he told me to record my conversations. Today is pretty cool to have it, in a chat or whatever. But I would record my conversations trying to listen closely, pique someone's interest. And I wasn't piquing interest. I was just throwing up on them.
I did that years ago too.
And so I wasn't piquing interest. Piquing interest is, hey, do you know of anyone that would like to make some extra money? What is this? Why are you interested? Well, it depends on what it is. Awesome. Let me send you a couple of videos and you can check it out. Well, I have some questions about it. That's not my rank. That's not, I probably was, I always used to say analogies to people. People would ask me questions and I go, you seem to me, Rebecca, to be the kind of person that would want the right answer to that question. Of course I do. Then why are you asking me?
Ego saying, well, why would they sign up with you? They'll just sign up with Robert or someone else who knows what they're talking about.
That's untrue.
But then okay.
That's untrue. My deal would be try to perfect the way that I taught you and see it you and else.
In my vision, I have it perfected, although I have to stick to that vision daily. I have it perfected and I'm going through them fast. But then I get hung up on stuff. So I got to get back into the vision and just do it.
Yeah.
Because when I first put, a couple weeks ago, I'm like, I'm going to commit to this 25K launch every 60 days. And then I'm like, okay, we're like in the middle of May. Where am I at here?
It's doing the simple things all the time. I did a video on this years ago, Craig. I don't know if you can find it. Rebecca, I'm actually going to ask you a question for you to try to help me with this. All right. So airline pilots have a book of a sequential thing that they have to do before they're allowed to fly. And I forget what the name of it is, but it had like initials, and it's a corporate thing, but it has to do with safety. And it's like, it's a pre-system thing that they do.
Like their checklist or something.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah. And there's a lot of companies when they're dealing with safety or dealing with machinery, you don't get to make up your own manual.
Exactly.
Yeah. See what I mean? And so I remember talking to this pilot, him telling me of what this name was. And he goes, I'll never forget that. And I go, so I do things in a certain way. And through that certain way, I won't skip a step. So I'm going to do a 15-second message to connect with you. If you don't reply, see, it's like, can you imagine a pilot looking at something and he goes to test the fuel and there's water in the fuel? And it's like, I'll just skip this step. See, it's like, so when you do your flight attendant thing, you don't get to tell people or tell the airline that I'm going to make up my own shit.
Right. I understand.
Because they'll just get somebody else to do it. If you're not going to follow
the
procedure of how it's done, then you can't do this. We're not going to let you.
That's what I love about you and what you teach. I mean, sometimes I think, oh, that's so attractive, the way the way certain people can sell products and stuff. I'm like, I don't want to do that, and neither do a lot of people.
No.
I like what you do. I just love what you do, and that's what the world needs, and that's what I want to do. Sometimes when I get into these conversations,
right,
I feel pressured to answer certain questions, but I'm just going to have to stick to the facts.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you a neat example. There's a lot of people that reach out and say hi. There's people that reach out and say hello. And we know what's coming after that. You say hello, and then they go, nice to meet you. Where are you from? You know what I mean? And I used to sort of play with those guys and go, or gals, or freaking robots. And I want to constantly find the fastest way through that. So they say hi. And I say, connecting, here's a gift. Yeah. And I can tell immediately that if they're not going to thank me about the gift, and the next thing is, what city are you from? It's block and delete.
Yeah.
Even when I feel like the most awesome person in the world, every time I go down that conversation, it's a losing conversation. Because the person on the other end is either a robot or a person that doesn't care. Yeah. So how does a caring person have a conversation with a non-caring person? And now you can raise your ego. Oh, I'm going to win this person over. Right. Do you realize I've already connected with another 10 people while you're doing your chats back and forth? If someone reaches out to me, have you heard of this company? My response is, no, I haven't. And I haven't heard of a lot of things. Have a great day. Block, delete. Now, why are you laughing?
Maybe because I wanted to do that. I don't know.
Because every time I do that, it's like, you made a mistake, I'm gone. You made a mistake, I'm gone. Right? Because how my chats work and my communication work is I'm looking for you to ignore me. Because if you do, you don't care, I'm gone. Hey, Rebecca, do you like Tommy Bahama shirts?
Yes.
If your response to that was, where are you from?
Right. Totally not
Done.
Yeah.
Have you heard of this comp plan? Done. And I used to even spend too much time even telling them that to change what they're doing. Now, when your imagination is, I'm going to get out of this job, I'm going to start traveling the world, I'm going to be making more than I've ever made in my life. When you're focused on that, you won't spend time with people that won't listen.
Yes, very true. I went back to Mark and left a voice message saying, oh, just a little extra thought, which, why do I know, right? I was like, so the reason I'm doing this is to build a community. You mentioned fun. That's what I'm fun. Yeah. I'm thinking, girl, drop it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was wondering if Craig could put the link to the digital Greatest Networker in the World book. Because you don't mail physical copies, right, of the book?
You mean The Greatest Miracle?
Yes, that's what I meant.
Yeah, I don't have a digital copy. I do have one that is read by Wanda Kay.
Yeah. Oh, I have that.
Yeah.
Okay. If you have that, great. Then
just that. Okay.
Yeah, and the reason that I don't have a digital thing for that is the book meant so much to me. I want to keep making people buy it. If they'll listen to the audio is great, but I love it when people send me pictures. I go, listen, get the book and send me a picture of the book. You know what I mean? Next to your face. And it's like I don't hear back from them anymore. But then I have people like you that I love being.
I have 2 copies. Well, thank you so much. I think that was Rebecca. All. I really appreciate you. And so please don't laugh, but what's the best video one? Is it the documentation one? Yep. Followed by my link to
the way I'm still bringing people
after the
is exactly the same way. Once they become a free affiliate, then I send them the 4-minute video, and on DreamTrips, and then after that, I share them the long one that Josh and Mark did.
That was good. Yeah.
Yeah. And you guys got to understand that I don't stop doing the same stuff. People will say, hey, I got some questions about this. And I go, so there's a guy that owns a 10-year-old company and another guy that owns a 20-year-old company. They formed an alliance and they basically talked to each other what they thought best was about their companies and also the alliance. And you think that I can cover the information on that video?
Good point.
Seriously. I'm going to miss so much of it because these guys are so masters in telling their story that they're like Jim Rohn. I reached out to a guy the other day and he goes, yeah, some travel companies have big packages. So some people like selling big packages. And I just say to him, so you didn't watch the video? And he goes, I did. I go, can you watch it this time and pay attention? He mentions the 3 big packages. I don't know what they are, and I don't know what they got in them. But once you create a free affiliate site, it explains it. That explains it right there. And then one guy reached out to me and goes, well, what's the BV on all the products with DreamTrips? I said, it's under the product availability. That's all the products that are available. All of them there with BV. Let me throw something out to you guys too. Just total side. Do you know people that on a monthly basis keep trying to qualify their spot because they don't have money, but they don't want to lose their spot? $5 for 2 BV with brand bugs. People, I used to tell people, listen, until you figure this out so you don't lose your spot, buy a prepaid travel card. But then you really can't do anything with it. Now, if people have no money, but they want to stay active in the system, tell them to buy $5 brand bucks. How much does it cost? $5. And Lisa Marie said 40 maintain volume. Absolutely. That's people that's got carryover, but there's some people that just want to keep their position active. And so that's a neat thing. So Rebecca, we're gonna move on. I love you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. I
appreciate you so much.
Lock it in.
Got it.
Rebecca, thank you so much. And I did post again the Ogmandino book, How to Get That, for everybody who wants to, from Amazon. So that they have the physical copy. All right, we got 2 more people whose hands are up, and that's where we're going. The other 2, unfortunately, had to move on, and they'll catch us the next time. So
I never thought about that. If I just take longer with people. No, I'm kidding.
Well, we got Raymond Freeman coming up, but first, George Dudley. George, go ahead, open up, and please share.
George Dudley, how are you, sir?
Oh, man.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, sir.
What's going on, Robert?
I'm blessed and highly favored and deeply loved. I haven't seen you in a while. How are you, my friend?
Man, I'm doing phenomenal. I'm blessed as well.
You're looking good, man. Looking good.
Oh, thank you, man. I'm staying in the gym trying to be like Kai, I don't know. He got me beat, though. I don't know.
Dang, man. Put the guns away.
All right, yeah. Okay, yeah. I got you chill. But man, Robert, I just want to say, man, listen, thank you for everything that you do. I've been listening and tapping in for a while, and you've been amazing, man. And you actually inspired me to start a YouTube. I got what 50 something videos because of you.
Post your link so we all can subscribe.
Got you. I appreciate it. I'm gonna definitely share the link once we get off. But I'm getting back into building. Actually, DreamTrips was the first company I signed up to. That's what actually changed my life.
Shut up.
Yes, it's crazy. So DreamTrips, when I came out of prison, nobody know my story, but I did some time, came out, was looking to change my life. One of my friends contacted me, hey, I got to show you something. So I'm like, okay.
Hey, does it say on there anywhere on the forum that if I was a felon, does it have that line? No, it doesn't. I'm in.
I seen it. I was like, oh, this is dope. So I was able to rank up in the company. I was actually making about $500 to $1,000 a month. That's the most money.
Dude, awesome.
It was amazing. I took over 20 trips. I went to Egypt, Colombia, Cancun. It changed my life. But then the pandemic happened, moved to another company. Then we went to MDC. So been in MDC. So I really haven't been able to create that success, but hey, that's the past.
Yep.
That's gone. That's gone. Right. So now I know I'm not on your team, Robert. I'm on Jefferson and Jay Pinson team.
I adopted you the first time you reached out to me.
All right, cool. Listen, my mom adopted 8, so that feels good to be. I know how it feels to be adopted.
Amen.
So, wanted to say is, I know, I'm on a different team, but listen, love my team, but they build kind of different. I like the way you build. It's really simple. Cool. And you put people for. I love the way you build. Not talking trash about them. It's just the way you build connects with me more.
Yeah.
Right. So since I'm building alone, mainly alone, what's his suggestion? Because again, people on Zoom, should I be getting people? How should I go about it? I'm sending. I know you said send them a gift, right?
Yeah.
And I usually send them one of your videos, and then connect with them, send them a gift, and then send them the steps to success. So what do you feel like I should do? Should I get them on Zoom, talk with them? How should I go about that?
Yeah. Again, everything that we do is first connect and then find the interest, right? So the first message I'm going to reach out to you, and I'm just going to say, hey, George, I see that, we're following each other. We've never connected. I just wanted to reach out to you. I hope you're having a wonderful year, and I hope you and your family are blessed. Here's a gift for you. My mentor gave me this. And the reason that I share the greatest miracle in the world is because a majority of the people, George, don't really have a problem with figuring out that they need to make extra money and have freedom. They just don't believe that they can do it. So people procrastinate because they don't believe that they can do that. And that's what the greatest miracle in the world will do for them. It will get them to understand, hey, proclaim your uniqueness. You know what I mean? There's nobody on the planet like you, and God created you so you can create. And it's like when you get people that part. So I always notice when I share it to people, some people go, well, that might be too religiously or whatever. I'm creating my tribe. Okay. So I know people might not like Justin Bieber, but he's got a whole bunch of believers.
Yes, he does.
And so as soon as you get to understand your uniqueness, and you'll laugh at this, when I was with a company called Gano Excel, we had a whole group. There's 600 of us, 600 of us. And we're all felons. It was hilarious. We were actually going to halfway houses and saying, hey, man, while you're looking for that perfect job, and then they would start laughing, and they're going like, yeah, I'm getting a job because I don't want to violate my parole.
That was me.
Yeah, I wouldn't do this stupid job. No way, man. And I'm going, listen, let me show you something that you can do that's all about you, and it's legal. You know what I mean? And we were selling coffee, man. And it was golly, what the heck is his name?
James Wiggins.
James Wiggins. Thank you. Hey, Craig, you were part of that. I forgot that. He knows I'm telling the truth.
Yeah.
And it was
And we have another guy who's even be successful as a cook, Kamal Brown, who's living out in the Sacramento area.
Yeah. And man, you teach some brothers in four different ways, right? So not only brothers in the Lord, but they're brothers because they're felons and yeah, they're risk takers. So we're like going, hey, and we had one guy that built like you. He's like even bigger, and he would walk around with people, and he'd go, as a joke, he'd walk up to people and go, "You're changing your coffee," and people would go, "Okay." And then he would start laughing, but it was so funny. It's like, hey, I'll find out where you live. You better order my coffee. And it was like, and I thought he called it like Coffee and Felons or something like that.
It was close. Yeah, something to that effect. Yeah.
So, you just embrace that, George. You just embrace that. So once you connect with them, and that's why I shared the video of me logging into my back office. The reason that I do that is because that's the kind of people, one of the things I really love about a good African-American tribe is their boldness. All right. Because I used to tell people all the time, there's this white man disease, right? And the white man disease is if I can figure out how to make money, I ain't telling anybody. Because there's like this competitiveness. Now, I'm not that way, but a lot, and then there's this competitive part where if I'm going to be a mechanic, then the rest of my friends have to be plumbers or electricians. They're going to do anything but what I do. And what I love about the African Americans is they'll walk up and go, how'd you get that watch? Help a brother out.
Yeah, that's they do. I'm in New York. People do that all the time.
How you do that? Tell me what you're doing. And so, yeah, it's once you connect with them, just tell them, hey, I'm my friend and business partner, Robert Hollis. You've seen he's documented there. If you create a free account, I'll connect him with you on Facebook. We'll do a group chat. And so use me as your leverage.
I didn't want to do that because I know, I'm not really
Stop
on the
thinking.
team.
Stop thinking.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, just stop thinking. But yeah, because when people watch the video, and you even can say this in your language, right? So we connected, you sent the gift. Then when they watch the gift or thank you for the gift, you can go back and say, hey, I was wondering if you could help me out. I'd really appreciate it. I'm helping a company expand. We're looking for people that want to make some serious income. If you watch this video, my friend and business partner logs into his bank account. Watch that video if you're interested. I'll send you my affiliate link, become a free affiliate. And once you do, I get an email and I'll introduce you to them. And so when people see the money, and then they're going, I'm going to see if this cat can actually get him on a voice message. And you connect me and you say, hey, this is Greg. Robert, this is Greg. I told you about him. And I'm going to come on there and go, hey, George, man, I love hearing your voice. Love being in business with you. Love being your friend. And Greg, thanks very much for being hooked up here. I'm telling you what, I'm thinking about changing George's name to Allstate. Because you're in good hands, my friend.
That's awesome.
And when people see that, and I go, hey, listen, I've been in the company for a little over 6 years, made 4.8 million, and helped a lot of people never work again another day in their life. So any questions that you have, let me know. Believe it or not, just because you did that connection and I re-edified you back, they now look at you as golden. And isn't that weird? We do that in life
all the time.
all the time.
I mean,
They call it-
when I first seen the presentation, I looked at my friend. I knew her, so I was like, "You doing this?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I ain't missing out on this. I like it. You ain't doing this without me. You ain't about to be on vacation without me." That's how I thought.
Yeah. And that's what I still say to people. You know, it's like depending, I feel them, you know what I mean? And when people go, well, what is this really? And I said, to be honest, it's an IQ test. And they're like, all right. So
because that makes people think when you say stuff like that, because that's not a usual answer you will give.
Right. And the other connection things that I've been doing with people, George, with DreamTrips, I was in Pro Travel Network in the 7th. And at the beginning of this, I made 50,000 in 50 days. I love travel. And the number one thing that I would say to people after they become a free affiliate is I would just say, listen, the thing I love to do, there's 200 countries, there's 12,000 products, but let me share with you the hook now. You know what I mean? You help them become affiliates first. So I want you to see this video because, George, I want to ask you a simple question. What is your favorite trip that you've been on?
Egypt.
Why?
The people, riding on camels was fun. Going through the desert on the 4-wheelers was fun. Being in a place that I was kind of scared was kind of fun.
Yeah.
It was and I was with 10 of my friends, so it was just we had an amazing time. It was a dream trip.
Right. And so now that you just shared with me your favorite trip, when are we going to go on the next one?
In a couple months. Let's go. Whenever you're ready.
And they'll look at you and I say, now listen, I only know that the trip of DreamTrips in Greece, it's in October. Now, I know the only reason that you can't go is either money or time, or maybe both. But what if I could show you and I do something simple, get this to a bunch of people, and what if I could show you I could get you that trip for free? Oh, by the way, you can bring a guest as well and have the trip for free. You interested?
And then I could shoot them the 25K video that they have. Simplicity.
It's like I always tell to people all the time. Ever since DreamTrips was dropped, I'm going. Listen. You're asking me questions, and again, these guys are both multi-millionaires. And one has a company that's 10 years old, and another one has a company that's 20 years old. And they got on a Zoom together and talked about why the alliance was going to be the biggest thing ever. And you want to ask me stupid questions on how much you're going to save on an air flight? If you're not interested, find me somebody that is. Because I can use your affiliate link now that you're a new affiliate. If you introduce me to someone that wants to make 6 figures plus a year, you're going to get compensated. And I just take it right away from them, man. They're like, hang on. It's like...
Okay. See, listen, that's why I got to stick around, because I got to learn that language. Obviously, like you said, you learn by seeing you do it and seeing you speak. So I just got to stay connected, right? Yeah. Stay connected and just continue to learn. So, Robert.
You got this. You got this, my friend. And I don't care what group you're in. You know what I mean? Okay. I truly, when I first did this thing, George, I knew that the more people that I help, the better my life is going to be. That's the path that I've been on. And there's nothing funner for me to help someone like you. And you walk the stage and you look at me on the audience and I'll just be bawling.
I'll be bawling first. So.
Well, George, thank you so much for your love and support, man. I love you, brother.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll be reaching out. I'll put my YouTube link in there. Okay. I appreciate it.
Already done.
You got it already, Craig?
Yes, come on. It's at music.legacy.mindset, right?
Oh, yo, yeah, you're amazing. Thank you, brother.
I'm
Thank
telling you what, Craig and Matt are the best hackers I got, man.
Ever. Woo!
We got you covered there, George. So, and there are some people who
Appreciate
said
it.
they've already subscribed. So,
Oh man, thank you
Very
so
cool.
much, guys.
yeah.
God bless you.
George, thank you so very much. Appreciate you sharing on that. Okay, Raymond. Wow, thank you so much for hanging in there. Let's go ahead and get over to you. Please unmute yourself and share with us. Hold on. Don't pull your hand away. Pull your hand away. Raymond, pull your hand away. Now, I gave you a button. Press that button. You should be able to unmute yourself.
There you
You're
are.
unmuted. There you go. Talk.
Hello.
Gotcha.
I was trying to get my hand down is what I was trying to do because
Raymond, I thought you were having a panic attack.
no, but I have had one. I've actually, I came in late, as I'm sure, some of you know that was letting people in. And apparently the first part I didn't need. I don't know, but maybe I did. I need to listen to it again. But, I came in when they were talking about panic attacks.
Wow.
I had a job where it was, an easy job. And I worked, 12 hours a night. I worked from 7 at night, 7 in the morning. And I advanced really quick in that job. But due to a panic attack one night, I quit my job, walked off, and never come back.
Wow.
And, the mind is a very powerful thing. It
Amen.
really is.
It is.
And, you talk about you being dyslexic. My son is also dyslexic. And I knew I was going to get emotional because I was getting emotional thinking about talking about this, okay? But
Right.
anyway, he's dyslexic as well, and it is a learning problem. It is a very big problem for him especially. And it has not been, I guess, treated by, doctors, whatever. But he's still surviving,
Yeah.
And
How old is he, Raymond?
he's 35 years old.
Yeah. If you tell him you can watch some of the videos that I do, because I'm very bold about it. Matt has even sent me programs now. I mean, we live with AI. People that are dyslexic, it actually does a little test for you and it's free. And once you do that, then it recognizes your degree of being dyslexic. And it actually will read stuff to you. It will actually, you can talk to it and it writes for you. So now if you're dyslexic and they figure out, now when you're reading a book, it just reads it to you and you no longer have to read. And so, it's pretty crazy to think that people can get around and survive having difficulty. And Craig's been around me a long time, so has my son. And I just turned it into massive humor. And that's what I would say to him. It's like, I will actually do my best to enunciate somebody or pronounce somebody's name. Or the funnest part is when I went to Hawaii and I'm driving around telling people what the street names are, and there's 31 letters in a word. And it's like Hala Pana Tuda Campano.
And they've done that more than once.
It's so.
But
hopefully he's just. I now look at my ADHD or whatever it is, and my dyslexia and everything else that God created me to be. They're all my superpowers now. They're totally my superpowers. And so it forced me to do things that other people don't do. Like, that's why I leave voice clips. You know what I mean? So people were like, I told you I was dyslexic. Stop writing me a book. Learn to use voice clips.
Right. There you go.
And people are like, I didn't write you a book. And I go, it looks like a book to me. and it could be a couple of paragraphs. And so I think the more that, if you feel like he's still struggling with it or whatever, like Matt did, that's just like personality test for your son to go on Google, if he's never done it, and said, who is successful that is dyslexic? And you heard the small list my son read, but it's a huge list. And why I believe that the entertainer part of me came out is because I would just make fun of it. And a lot of people still don't catch on. I've spoke in front of millions and millions of people live. And everyone freaks out when I come out and I don't have a PowerPoint. All right. So I had to learn to connect with an audience and just be me. Right. And so people are going, how do you learn to say all that stuff without PowerPoints? And I said, listen, if I did a PowerPoint, I couldn't read it. So see how it gave me other skill? Now I got like at the time, and it takes me a while to crack a few jokes and get in touch with people. And then I just connect like I do on these. It is just say what's on my mind and just come from the heart. And it usually, well, not usually, it always turns out very, very well.
I hear you. There's always a way around things. That is true. And,
when we know where to get the answers, Raymond, that you're right. You're absolutely right. I don't know why my first thing was a teacher talking to another teacher saying, this guy ain't all here. You shouldn't be hearing that from adults, more or less hearing it from teachers.
Yeah. Well, I know the reason I came on too was to say, that my son, everybody says, you're special. Well, I've always knew I was special.
Yeah.
It's sometimes maybe not the same special you're thinking,
No.
But
well, it's the same special I'm thinking.
Yeah, exactly. But you talk about the ADHD, EGBC, what all that stuff is. I have that pretty bad. Yeah. I mean, some people ask you, how do you learn best, by reading or video? Well, I don't know. I don't really learn well to start with, And
I tell people all the time, I say, they're superpowers. So even if a person says that they got them bad, they're really, really good superpowers. And so I tell people, I say, I'll say, well, ADD stands for attention. I really love that picture behind you. And people start cracking up, and I go, what's best about my superpowers is I'm so distracted doing things that I don't even remember why I'm pissed off at.
I think we're about on the same level.
So if you made me mad, I'm on to something else. I forgot that you even made me mad. And I tell people that it's like when you can start taking all the things that you labeled yourself in a negative way because of the opinions of other people, and you can start switching those paradigms, Raymond, into superpowers.
Right. Yeah, I was first told that ADHD was a superpower by one of my coworkers, actually.
Awesome.
With special people like us, and we are special. But one of my issues is, I've been designing websites for a long time. For me and Google are about the same age as far as website design. And I have been trained by, who knows how many people, how to do this and how to do that, and I'm clicking on these links and leaving them up in my browser as Craig sends them. But, I've had this issue of trying to recreate the wheel.
Why?
And I haven't figured that part out yet, but like when I was first into the business of MDC, my upline trained me to spam everybody and everybody that didn't, respond, just go on to the next. This is all my throw up. I'm gonna throw up all this information on you. Exactly.
How is that? How is that working?
Exactly. It didn't work.
No,
It didn't work. And I had one of my reinvent the wheel attacks, as we're going to call it, today, actually. Because I've been trained by this guy. His name is Robert Hollis.
Okay, and, good guy. I've heard a lot of good things about him.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. And I love his shirt too. I actually have a few. But I had my reinvent the wheel attack again today. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know where all this information comes from. I don't know where this attack comes from. And it wasn't anxiety necessarily. It was just the fact that, my brain wanted to take me back to the way I used to do things.
Always.
Every time. But you know what? I had a Robert relapse.
Good.
I thought about, I said, and I forget which one of the ladies it was talking about the perfect video.
Right.
Well, I have two perfect videos, in my opinion, from Robert. And one is the, step one, the, showing you how much money can be made.
Right.
Can be made. And then the other one is the secret to doing nothing. I love that video. And I still have it in Telegram where you sent it to me. And I'm thinking about taking that and putting a little clip in front of, hey, I'm Raymond Freeman, and I have this awesome secret I want to share with you that my mentor shared with me, and let them just listen to your video.
Right.
Because
don't see. Here's the thing that when I taught Melody and some other people, here's a note that you got to have that you see everywhere. And here's the question that I want you to consistently ask yourself. Is what I'm doing duplicatable?
Right.
So as soon as you put yourself in front of it, people go, I don't know how to do that. I'm not going to be on camera. I can't do that. So the more you personalize stuff, then you're just adding steps to it. And so, the other thing is like, I'll give you a perfect example. When I got involved in this company, everyone was sharing the capture pages, but no, they couldn't just share the capture page. They had their special URL. You know what I mean? And then, and that URL. So then people are looking at it and they say, is Raymond's the man? RaymondsTheMan.com. And then they go, oh, I guess I got to get RobertsTheMan.com. And I don't know anything about domains. So now I got to figure out where to get a domain. And then I got to find one that's personal. And then I got to find one that forwards. I got to teach them how to do forwarding. And then I got to teach them how to do email. And so why I do so well at this business is people still can't find me online doing a business opportunity meeting.
Yeah, that's one video I can't find of yours.
Because I'm just going to say the things that make you want to take action. Like, I really felt good about the video that I did today, that, the haves versus the have-nots.
Right.
And it's because people don't realize that I used to be a have-not. And I don't want to one-up anyone, but it's like, have no family, have no parents. And what do? I automatically start laughing about it. It's like that's my trigger. And so what I always thought is, if I could teach other people how to duplicate, I need them to do this thing in their head. I need them to look at it and go, what do you do? And you go, well, I say hello to people. And then I wish them, I hope everything's going great for them. They're having a great year. And then I send, the greatest miracle in the world audios, the videos. I send those. And then people go, well, there's no way I can do that. Why? Because Robert does that. Steve Raymond, I've never suffered from that disease. I've never, ever suffered from that disease. And I'll tell you why. if the one thing that you know about ADHD people is I'm really a stickler for how fast I can get results. So I need the steps to be simple, and I need the steps to be duplicatable. Because if you can get people to go, wait a minute, is that all you do? That's all I do. Now you're going to hear the magic word. Oh my God, I can do this. I can guarantee you, if you looked at your whole entrepreneurship, the reason that you haven't attracted a large group is because you're the most technical dude on the planet.
Yeah, I noticed that last night in a video or a live Zoom that we were doing with our ministry. You know,
Yeah.
To me, my brain says that you should know what HTTPS : and what the HTTP means without the S and all that is, you know. But nobody, there was a lady in there that had been with our organization for years, and she didn't even share links. She wrote them down, like, you know, facebook.com/843922247. And
when me and Matt at one time, before MySpace came out, I had a bunch of programmers create a software where people could build a website connected to PayPal and take a donation on a charity and do it in 5 minutes. All right. That's the way it looked to me, Raymond. That's the way it looked to me. Now we're giving it to the public, the masses. And Matt's taking care of customer service. And people are going, I can't see how to get started. All right, we'll get one button that goes light red, dark red, light red, dark red. Get a left arrow gift and a right arrow gift. And they're both going to be doing to this while the button says get started and it's flashing. I don't know what to do. I'm going like, we need to find something different to do. Because people short circuit as soon as they see anything technology wise.
Yeah,
and they just go, yeah.
I had a guy today, and I was sharing, you know, like you're telling me to share, where, you know, connect, and, you know, which this particular person was like, you know, from Pakistan, I think. And I told him, you know, watch this video and let me know what you think, you know, and if you're interested, you think it's something you do, get back to me. And there's like, well, that requires the internet.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's what required you to get on here.
And my response is, and so if you're not on the internet, how are we talking? How are we chatting?
Yeah, I didn't have no what. He left me speechless. I didn't know what I was.
Yeah. Because again, there's Albert Einstein is the one that said that if you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you're not doing the right thing. But Richard Branson's best quote, you know, Craig could probably find it by Richard Branson, is he's going, the more complex that you make something, the bigger your ego. The more complex you make something, the bigger your ego, because you want to prove to somebody that what you do is not easy.
Right. Well, I want them to know it is easy.
Yeah.
You know,
I love my freedom, Ray. I like income. I loving other people. And I just know that if I get people to take 2 steps and everyone else has got 13 steps, and here's how you know, Raymond, ask yourself this question. If someone said to you, ask yourself this question, Raymond, this guy's asking me, what's the first step that I do? And if you go, well, there's a lot of things you do. Do you just realize that you just broke Albert Einstein's deal?
Right.
So the way I break it down for people, and you'll get this, is if you really got to break it down to how you would teach somebody how to drive a car that's never driven a car. So let's really think it out. What would be the first step? an open parking lot.
Right.
And I just want them little things, adjust their seats so they can fit the pedals, show them how to put the seatbelt on. No, I'm not interested in doing a lot of things other than I want you to step on the brake pedal. Okay. Do it again. Okay. Now push it down and hold it down. All right. Put it into drive. Slowly let off the brake. As soon as the car starts moving, step back on the brake. Let it off again. Step on it again. Because whenever you're in panic, it's a brake pedal.
There you go. Now we know how to stop whatever you do wrong.
Right. And what I see people do is, again, I think this is all based around ego, is that we just really want to feel special. So we want to give them a buzz, right? So then, this is how you use the XM radios. This is how you do the delayed wiper signals. You see what I mean? And we just start talking about a bunch of stuff that gets the person to go, I don't want to drive. What do you mean? I thought you wanted to drive. Well, this is a little more difficult than I thought it was. There's a lot of things that are going on while you're driving. I don't think I can take in that much information. You did that. Right. You did that. See what I mean? It's like, so I tell people, I get on people that really want personal mentorship from me, because I go, here's how you stop, Raymond. Here's how you stop. What if, just imagination, what if you're standing in front of your creator and he's going, listen, Raymond, I got some things I need to talk to you about. That movie, Defending Your Life, if you've never seen it, with Meryl Streep, and watch Defending Your Life with Meryl Streep. And what it does is it makes him defend his life on all the stuff that he did on planet before he died. Imagine someone saying, do you remember this person and this person and this person? And you start going, yeah, they're familiar. He goes, well, I sent them to you, Raymond, because they needed a way to take care of their family. And you made it so complex, they quit. You stole the opportunity away from these people because you just wanted to add steps to it.
And I honestly believe I am doing that.
I was just trying to be helpful. I'm just trying to be nice. You didn't hear me. You threw up on it and showed them so quick and all these steps that they needed to take. And just instead of just showing them how to step on the brake pedal. If the person wouldn't press on the brake pedal and they wouldn't hold it down, would you show them how to put it in drive?
I wouldn't even tell them about the gear shifter.
That's the way
somebody's going to get hurt.
Yeah, that's the way I am. I'm going, listen, I'm going to show you how to share an affiliate link. And they go, okay. I said, scroll up in the messenger. And they scroll up and I said, is there an audio clip that I sent you? Yeah. Play it. Hi, Raymond. I seen you made a comment. I really like it. I love connecting with people like you. I hope this message finds you and yours blessed. And I love connecting with people, so I'm going to send you a little gift. It's really made a lot of things in my world. I said, do you see the gift that I sent you? I do. Do you do those 2 steps? Well, not exactly. And you don't know why people won't jump in your business and become successful. Why are you confused about that? Well, I like sending people to a capture page and I like using these videos and, I like teaching someone how to drive, but I think it's pretty interesting if they get in the back seat. If I start them out in the back seat, I'm going, what the hell is wrong with you? Seriously.
Well, I'm right here with you. And see, this is what I have been needing. You know, today when I had my reinvent the wheel attack, I'm like, if Robert would just sit down and do me a video, it would say, okay, Raymond, make your connection, send out your free gift. I have not been sending out my free gift. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah.
So therefore, there's.
And I can guarantee you, Raymond, you've never done a 15-second message in your entire life.
I don't know. I don't recall it, put it that way. I don't have files of that.
Now, here's the point. People go, well, Robert, don't you talk to them? Don't you connect with them? After I find out that they're interested and I get them to be a free affiliate, and then I show them how to do that little step. Yeah, I spend 3 hours on a Zoom with you. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the beginning, during their thought process, all they're saying is, I wonder how to do this business, and am I willing to do it? Can I do it? Those better be damn simple steps. And they're so simple, they're like the red button I talked about, Raymond. Right after they become a free affiliate, and then I reach out to them and I go, congratulations, Raymond, you became a free affiliate. I'm really proud of you. I'd like to connect you with Robert Hollis. And let's do that. No. I go check out this group, go look at this group, watch this video. Here's another list. And you just like, I want you to think from now on, Raymond, when you do that you're going the brake pedal, then this is reverse. If you ever get in a situation, you can drop it into low, and there's a low and there's a second. And then we got the XM radio.
Brake pedal works.
That's when they start going. And it's impossible for me to comprehend and understand the stuff that you just said to me, because they're wondering if they can do this. And it's like, as soon as they step on the brake pedal and they get that down, then what's the next step? It's like, okay, now I think you got the brake thing down. There is no damn way that I'm going to the gas pedal. We're in a straight parking lot. I'm going straight. We're not talking about turning circles. And I taught all 3 of my sons how to drive. But I had to think, wow, what are the baby steps that need to be done to make a person get a little victory? Because what do? They go and they step, and they go and they step. Man, Raymond, that was perfect, man. That was really? Yeah, you move in the car and you're stopping the car. That's awesome. And then you do it a little more, and then they'll tell you when they're comfortable, Raymond. It is amazing. They're going, wow, I got this down. Okay, great. So now what we're going to do is I want you to do it a little faster. So I want you to step on the gas. You feel a little, step on the brake. And you're like, wow, good job, Raymond. See, why I'm so good at this business is I tell them the little steps to take. And if they're not going to take those steps, then I'm done. I'm totally done. There's really no need. How many people did you share your affiliate link today with? Nobody. All right. Now what? Plug you into 4 groups, send you 16 training videos. It's like, that's why people fail at this.
Robert, before I got to working with you and doing it your way, the simple way, everybody kept saying, just like was posted in the chat earlier, it said something, keep it super simple. Keep it super simple. Yeah. They don't know what super simple is until they don't. Hollis way.
No, they do not. So that's why I wanted to prove that not only what I do works, but then if you notice in the next step videos, then I had Joshua and Mary Velchek. I interviewed 2 people that just went 1K or higher. And I went, can I interview you? Yeah. Why? I'm proud of you. And then what do? I asked him, so can you tell everybody how you got to 1K? And it's funny because people watch the videos and they go, they're doing what Robert told them to do. And for some people, Raymond, the video of what I told Mary Valchek is very simple. I go, I don't want you worrying about the business right now. You got 631 friends. All I want you to do is I want you to get it to 5,000 friends and 5,000 followers. How do I do that? Connect and give a gift. Connect and give a gift. Because she was doing that and she started getting friends. Then she says, I figured out something, Robert. Watch the video. She goes, do you realize when you make a friend that I started looking at people in these groups to see who had the most friends? And then when I made them friends, I would go to their friends and say, hey, I'm a friend with Raymond. And she's going, and all of a sudden I'm talking to someone that I didn't even recognize. Mary Belichick's going like, man, I can show you how to get to 5,000 in a couple of weeks. That's a cool skill. That's brake pedal skill.
Now I have my my friend list and my followers list hidden because when I had it available or open, all I was getting was people that would come in and, you know. Yeah,
you sure don't want people reaching out to you. Damn it. That would be that's awesome.
Plenty of people reached out. Plenty of people reached out. And it seems to be more people reaching out now that I don't have my numbers out there. But the ones that were reaching out were, you know, life coaches that didn't know, you know, as much about life as I did. And, you know, people just scamming is what I call it. Just scamming.
So let me give you my perception and take on that. When I leave someone a message, I know that some people actually click on my profile. It's sort of a stupid deal. You know what I mean? It's like I send someone a message, who in the hell is this guy? They click on my profile and go, 33,000 followers. For the love of God. It's weird that way. You know what I mean? Because right. I'm trying to show people why they should be my friend, why they should listen to me. So now if I went to another link and I click on it and this guy shows no friends, no followers, no nothing. Yeah, this is a guy I want to work with.
Okay, I'll change it, Robert. But see, that's what
guys, it's coming up on 7:00. I got to jump off here. And I already hear Terry upstairs. So Raymond, thank you so much, man. I love you, brother. I love you.
I know you do. I can tell. Believe me, no one would put up with me like you do if you didn't love me.
Raymond, thank you for coming out and thank you for also putting up with me. I love and appreciate you.
We love y'all too, man. The whole team, whole family.
Okay, Craig, let's sign her off, man.
All right, Raymond, thank you so very much. And thanking each and every one of you for hanging with us. This was an amazing, I know it's not an AMA, but it's still an amazing inner circle. So bless each and every one of you. Thank you so very much. Definitely appreciate you. Got to give shout outs to Coach Bob Johnson, Lisa Marie Cook, Deb Carlson, Kai Au, Rebecca David, George Dudley, Raymond Freeman for participating. Shout out to Matt Hollis for being our foundation, our executive producer, the gentleman who is behind the scenes, who helps put all this together. And thank you, Robert, very, very much for being our GPS to success, the gentleman who helps us, guides us, and keeps us moving forward towards success. If you want to save the chat, loads of information in this chat, tons of information in this chat. Yeah, Dee Dee, I know. Very simple. Download it. Okay. 2 ways to get all that information. If you're on Zoom, click the 3 dots in the meeting chat that's next to the title, Inner Circle, and then click on Save Chat. It will download to your computer as we conclude. If otherwise, a lot of the information is in the chat on YouTube. Once YouTube recycles, it'll show up in the chat, but I always put some of that information in the description below the video here on YouTube. So all the links you can download and you can look at. We appreciate you. Thank you so very much, each and every one of you, for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us. What a fantastic group. This is what the inner circle is all about. So until next time, everybody. Two quick announcements. Make sure that you join us on Saturday for Ask Me Anything, noon Pacific, right here on roberthollis.com/YouTube. And then we also want you to join. Go to roberthollis.com/join and become an Imaginator. The Imaginators group meets. It's an exclusive group, privately, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. Look forward to seeing each and every one of you on either or both of those broadcasts. Until next time, please be good to yourselves. Be cash. Bye-bye. I'm going to go click unmute so we can all say so long.
So long!
Bye. Love you all. Thanks, Robert.
Love you all.
Thanks, Craig, Matt.
Thank you, Craig, Matthew, Bill, Melody, George.
So sweet.
Bye, Robert.
How are you?
Thank you.
Hi, Mary.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hi, Mike.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Raymond. Thank you, Coach Bob.
Thank you.
Thank you, Robert.
Thanks for everything, guys. Have
Thank
a great
you, Mike.
night.
Love and appreciate